was the best way to start. That was literally like 1 second after I hit the start stream button. Oh, I'm a female. So.
Oh boy. Let me close my windows.
I think the general area of known space is essentially referred to as the Pact Worlds. But a rough timeline that they have here. Okay, I'm gonna read a couple snippets from the book. Starfinder is, at its core, a game about exploration, discovering new worlds, meeting previously unknown cultures, expanding the borders of the known. But to truly explore, you need to first know where you're coming from.
Pantomime is excellent.
This is like an interpretive dance of what you're saying.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So the one cool thing about the setting is you could essentially be on any planet, and it could basically be a Pathfinder or D&D game entirely taking place on that planet. Now, we're not going to be limited to that, I don't think, but you know, there's infinite possibilities with that mindset in there, and I guess apparently a lot of pretty much anything in the Pathfinder world, even though this takes place thousands of years past that timeline, any of the stuff from that, if we ever get into advanced mode, is 100% compatible with Starfinder. Like if you wanted to play a race or a class or use an item or a spell from that game system, which has hundreds and thousands of fucking things, it's compatible. So like if you're like, oh shit, I really want to like play this really weird character idea, or have a character, an NPC or something that you know, or maybe there's a planet that's like old school fantasy, all of that is entirely feasible from what I understand. Now the one sec, just turn off my notifications on things. Let's see, because there's a lot of interesting history that I'm going to try to gloss through, but I think the main idea is that blah 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 blah. 1 second, bear with me. Who's in that first overview?
Bless you.
Setting. The gap, yes. Okay, I'm just gonna read this Pack World timeline. So all time in this game setting is referred to AG, which means after the gap. In the year 3 AG, a godlike figure named Triune reveals itself and grants the secret of drift travel to the universe, particularly the worlds of the Galorian system, which is kind of like the equivalent of like where Faerun, or if you played Pathfinder, like the main planet that you lived on. Versite engineers, looking at you, Keskadai, construct the first drift engine based on the designs granted by the machine god Triune. So this is like some machine construct god named Triune who appeared. The Chaos Worm, captained by the android Alexana Gurari, made the first known voyage through the drift, bringing home conclusive proof of travel to a distant star system. And you could think of the drift almost like some interdimensional plane. You know, you can think of it like hyperspace if you want, but essentially everything becomes mutable. You are just in this ether, no longer in like the meat space that you're familiar with. In 12 AG, first contact is made between the Galorian system and the Veskarium, which is the Vesk Empire. For you, Dave, those are your people. Yep. 24 years later, in 36 AG, is the Battle of Eledra, the first major hostility between inhabitants of the Galorian system and the Vesk. The Vesk basically invaded their system, making first landfall on Triaxis, ravaging the mountain-top city of Aledra. Though Multi-World Alliance manages to drive off the invaders, blah 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 blah. And so the one weird thing that I can't find the write-up on is imagine in like our classic D&D game, Pathfinder, whatever, thousands of years ago, basically everyone just woke up knowing things but not remembering how they got there. And that's why it's called the gap. There's just this missing chunk of time and data for everyone. No one knows specifically what happened. And where the planet that everything used to live on is now just like a floating solar system in space. And basically these Vests show up. Some pacts are starting to be formed between these new alien species who are interacting with each other. Let's see if there's anything else good in here. 83 AG is the first time that the Pact Worlds, which is now this slowly blossoming alliance, is the first time they see the Sheeran race, which is, that's you, right, Kyle? The bug people?
Yep.
And then that's 83 AG.
Wait,
yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do the Vesk are they like mortal enemies with the bug people? Don't lizards eat bugs?
I don't know.
They're not. So, I just read the backstory. Sheerans were part of this thing called the Swarm. Like, that's their origination, and they just went from planet to planet consuming everything.
Very parasite-based, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Gray Shakes is this disease that affected some of them, and it like melted off their antennas, and now they're like sentient locust people that have they're not part of the swarm anymore, and they love to make their own decisions. Like they get a euphoric like jolt out of making decisions, even if it's stupid. Like I'm gonna have Frosted Flakes for breakfast this morning, and then they'll just get like super happy with themselves.
So in the book, the OneNote or the Fantasy Grounds, if you click on any race, there's a cool section near the very top where they have two categories that say you likely and other races probably, and I think that's probably like a really good way to get some at least for like what the stereotypes are, right? So for Vesk it says you likely see most other races as weak or dishonorable and believe the Vesk way is best. You likely relish the chance to prove your worth in combat, though only against worthy opponents. You likely have an ironclad sense of honor and propriety and strive to always keep your word.
Fuck,
You
I'm a
like
paladin.
you likely bond closely. You're more like a Langdedrosa sign. You likely bond closely with proven comrades and surprise non-Vesk friends with sudden outpourings of emotion in private. Other races probably find your size and bloodthirsty reputation intimidating. Other races probably assume you're ignorant of anything beyond combat. Other races probably depend on you in battle, yet fear and resent you for your empire's past conflicts and conquests, which is, just for the record, like when I was going through that timeline, we're now about 350 years past the gap. And other races probably mistake Vesk etiquette and propriety for a lack of feeling.
Dude, you're Jane.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm
Yeah.
so excited right now.
And you're Jane, a female Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe in this world everybody
Outweed
thinks
my
it's
bum.
normally a man.
is Navasi a human?
Let's see. She is.
She sounds large.
She sounds like a human.
A large human.
Yeah, you're a human. Yeah, human outlaw and envoy. All right, so just to wrap up the boring history lesson,
I'm like grub, Casey.
the Kasathan arrived in 240 in the Pact World Space. So Pact World Space is kind of like where we'll be. That's sort of like the known universe, planets and travel for the spaceships that we'll be flying in. Let's see, anything else? Lashunta, they show up in 287. The Swarm comes in and attacks. Only only 30 some years ago in 291 AG, the swarm attacks both Pact Worlds and the Veskarium, prompting an alliance between the Vesk and the Pact Worlds.
Shit, so you probably do hate me.
After more than 200
I
years
hate
of
you.
conflict, the silent war between the Pact Worlds and the Vesk is interrupted when the swarm invades both systems. In order to survive, the two governments agree to end their hostilities, working together to successfully rebuff the swarm's mindless destruction. That was
then
291. We are now in 317 as present day.
You want there's a
that wasn't too
historical
long ago.
documentary, Starship Troopers. Can
Yeah.
you watch it?
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
You want to know more?
Oh shit! There it is.
Nice, sir.
You're right. I do better with visuals.
Yep.
This is
Oh
great.
yeah. This is
Oh,
cool.
oh, do you? Oh, do you? There's your timeline. There's your timeline, dog.
It's beautiful.
Hold on.
I just had to. I just
Before
had
you
to.
scream at me.
I just had to talk first.
I love. But I would have done better if you had walked me through.
Yeah.
So when did the
But-
gray shakes happen? Did my people exist aside from the swarm?
Listen,
before?
we all hate you.
Well, I know, but I want to play into that. I want to be like, I don't want to be part of the swarm either. I want to know if I should see them as a bad guy at that time, or if I even exist, or if I'm sentient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way, it's not important. I'll just make it up.
Good.
Hate me. Like
Right.
the third time in a row.
Dude, I don't know how you and I always end up at. Well, no, the last game we're
Yeah.
Hey,
friends.
hey,
We're
you know,
friends.
when you make real characters, you could choose. You could actively pursue
hating each other.
friendship.
Oh, right.
Let him touch you.
Yeah, see, look, like I'm,
Let
I'm a
him
helping bug.
let him touch you.
I'm a
Oh my
helping
god,
bug.
you're stealing his life force.
Oh!
That's one way to interpret it.
That's how.
Wait,
that's
the
how
bug
my
looks-
character sees everything that you do.
Makes
The bug
sense.
looks like the assassin in Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Crumbopolis Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Here I go killing again.
Yeah.
I don't care. Women, kids, dogs, animals. I just love killing.
That's Pimp Cane 9000. Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna read my backstory. So
Yeah,
give
yeah.
me-
You read
Yeah.
your backstory. Look at your backstory. Look at your abilities. This is a time for sharing and questions.
How do I get to that cool menu again that let me search anything?
In Fantasy Grounds, the reference manual. You should all hotbar that thing. It's at the first thing in the message of the day. You can just drag the eye of the reference manual into a hotbar.
I just finished my dude's background and I love him. This is exactly what I want to play right now.
Queeg? Oh, why
yeah.
don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh yeah, dude, he's great. He came from a very poor upbringing of the rat people Yosoki.
Yosoki? I don't know.
Yosoki?
How do you
Yeah, yeah.
how do your
Yosoki.
people's how do your people's
Yosoki?
Yosoki.
Yeah.
Yep.
He hates to work alone. He loves working, even though he's chattier than most all colleagues, and they probably would get sick of him.
Yeah.
A little bit like Rocket.
Okay. Yeah.
But instead of a big weapon, he has a drone, which is his companion,
Mm.
and it's kind of like a beastmaster. He consults with. He thinks out loud to this machine constantly, which makes people think he's maybe a little bit off.
Yep.
And he's extremely mischievous. Extremely mischievous. When he does missions, he always takes a couple of something. He likes to take something for himself, and also else something for himself that he may need to use in his engineering later.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is that a hot dog gun with a ketchup dispenser?
Yep. I built it myself.
Who's the mustard and ketchup guy from Batman?
built it myself.
The condiment king.
Yeah, I am the condiments
My
king.
name's Queen Jigsaw. I built it myself.
Hey, I like that. Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes when he's feeling particularly mischievous, he when he captures a bounty, because he's now a bounty hunter, when he's feeling particularly mischievous, he pretends to consult with the robot about the person's fate, ultimately claiming that he sympathizes with them. And he would like to let the target go, but the robot says otherwise.
I like that. That's a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. He's great. I love him.
So the one major faction who is kind of the namesake who will be showing up tonight is the Starfinder Society. Basically, it's an organization renowned for its exploratory efforts throughout the known galaxy, which is basically this packed world system that we've looked upon here. Hundreds of expeditionary teams have searched uncharted stars, trying to broaden the Society's knowledge of the wider universe and the planes of existence beyond, now that we know of the drift, and drift engines have propelled space travel even further. But unfortunately, a recent event known as the Scoured Stars Incident, which none of you really know any details about as far as I know, dealt a tremendous blow to the Society. Most of their assets were lost in the incident, and the organization is only now recovering. It's during this recovery period when you lot have managed to secure work with the Society as new recruits. Now, I don't know if your intentions are genuine, or if you're just looking to make a quick buck and taking advantage of the fact that they're hiring any warm bodies they can find. But essentially, your collective group has been hired here on Absalom Station to perform special tasks for the Society. And you've all been summoned quite hastily to the Lore Spire complex on Absalom Station to meet with your new superior officer, Venture Captain Arvin. So that's where we're going, but I'd love to continue hearing a little bit about the characters you've all selected for tonight.
So Navasi seems kind of like a Robin Hood character. She was born
Okay.
into wealth, but her no
Opposite.
wait. Hear me out. She was born into wealth.
Uh-huh.
Her father wanted her to be kind of like a prize daughter, and her mother wanted her to take over the family business.
Yeah.
And she didn't want either of those, so she ended up leaving home and kind of like seeing what it's like to be poor. So she seeks out ways to steal from the rich and give to the poor. She sympathizes with poor people.
Okay.
And like a part of this with some pirates or something, and that's as far as I got.
Okay. All right, and then you're like an outlaw. Envoys seem like you kind of like a mercenary.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Okay. All right. Cool. And then Kyle, I know you started to tell us a little bit about your Keskadai, but why don't you recap that?
He was part of that swarm, so it's only been like 26 years since the swarm attacked everybody. So I'm assuming I'm pretty young. So I had my antennas kind of like burnt off my head by some plague, and I became sentient. And I hate my people and my parents because they're like mindless. So I'm basically like trying. I don't think I.
You've shunned the swarms that have just kind of like attacked all of these planets,
Yeah.
and you're trying to make a life for yourself among some of the more mindful and sentient people of your race.
I love talking to people. People find me hideous, and I really get off on making my own decisions. I have a baby strapped to me. It's just a little grub.
Is that in one of those canisters there on your
Yep.
belt?
Yeah.
Oh man, secret of the
And,
use.
I'm basically like showing my baby the world and showing him new experiences.
Every day is take your daughter to work day.
Yeah, exactly. His name is Chick Chick. That's the noise my mandibles make. It's hideous.
All right. Obozaya, have you had time to process?
I'm reading, but yeah, I mean, let me summarize everything about Obozaya by saying this. Battle is too important to leave to amateurs,
Makes sense. That makes sense.
and she believes that the best way to win a fight is to move fast and to hit really hard.
Yeah, that sounds right.
A funny
I mean, have a hard time arguing against that.
Yeah.
I detest violence.
This is gonna be
along.
great. I don't
Yep.
know how we
perfect.
always end up at the opposite end
Oh
of the
yeah, you
spectrum
guys are
here.
always polars.
I love it. This is just
You're-
our thing
The
now.
yin and the yang.
You're Ace this time.
Sean,
I'm Palandor.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know because she has a huge sense of honor that she fights by,
Oh, you're kind of like Gra then.
but she just believes in combat. She's like warrior to the way that you progress in Vest society is by being a warrior, and the like if you're a pacifist, then you just get out. So basically, the big thing with her was she was born on Vest Prime. Low-level military bureaucrats were her parents. And she ended up getting into this fight with somebody who had a lot of political power.
Okay.
Who, and she just trounced them, just kicked their ass endlessly. And because they had so much influence, she got kicked to the outer rings, where she was dealing with a bunch of pacifists who refused to fight. And so she didn't like that, and she left and became a mercenary for the Pact Worlds. She's kind of, I mean, I guess there's elements of vanity or arrogance in terms of she purposely chose small teams because you have a bigger chance for glory. So she's like, wants a lot of glory and honor and shit.
Okay.
So there you
All
go.
right. Makes sense.
I noticed your character also likes hot dogs. I see a theme.
Fire dogs.
Okay, I'm gonna prepare a few things. Why don't we take 10-15 minutes to finish processing what we can in our new roles here, and just keep open dialogue over those 10-15 minutes. If you want to throw any interesting things out there, or have any questions.
Yeah. You could go ahead, Casey.
nah, I don't have a question. I don't have a question.
Alright.
It was good.
So I guess a better summary, because I just got to the last
Okay. Yeah.
paragraph of
Give it to us.
my dude. But
Your
there
dudette?
was a my dudette. My dudette also was in love with another dudette,
Oh.
but
Ooh, that's
that dudette sacrificed herself to save my dudette.
What?
So yeah, so she pulled the pins on grenades and ran at enemies, and
Whoa.
I was in a I was in an escape hatch or something and got away. And since then, Devasi has been a talented freelance captain, putting together crews for adventurers ranging from planetary scouting and private security to her old talent for procurement. Yada yada yada. Basically, she seems like a leader in a way, but she as a scoundrel and a brilliant negotiator. She's happiest when the chips are down and lives hang in balance, and that's when you truly know who your friends are.
when
Okay.
you pulled a grenade.
Okay. Wow.
So you're kind of the face a little bit.
You got a few chips on those shoulders, huh?
I think they're modest chips.
Yeah.
They're,
Yeah. You've got a sense of purpose and drive. Yeah,
Great
you're
movie, by the way.
really great movie. Yeah.
yeah, it's a super good movie.
Oh,
All
man,
right.
Klug's not here because he hates that movie. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he watches this.
So
Oh, sweet. That's
this
what
is
we are.
it's a bird's eye view or a satellite view of Absalom Station. which is like fucking New York City of the Pact Worlds. We'll be popping in here in a few minutes.
I'm excited.
I have a question. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
know the answer to this, but
Okay.
I have some sort of ability or skill where I can bluff or sense things.
Yeah. Well, you know what's really cool? Like, and again, like these next few sessions we're all learning this together, so we'll be stopping and like looking at things a lot, right? So the cool thing about bluff and like any skill, if you click on it, they have really good examples of how you can use them under the task list of that.
Oh, I see.
And then for you, I think it kind of plays into some of your other abilities too. Let's see.
Oh, this is so cool. I love this. It's kind of like Mass Effect, only
Yeah.
I have like four kind of options for bluff.
Yeah, like well, I remember like you used to be able to like back in 3rd edition D&D, which this is loosely tied to. You used to be able to like use bluff and other skills. You have a lot more options in combat and out of combat to like
you
really
can
get
reach for your
creative.
right holster, but you actually.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then kind of like psych out your opponent a little bit. You know, you kind of do some pretty complex stuff. And I mean, I think for the first big old chunk of time, we'll be talking a lot more technically than we would want to going forward, just while we learn things. But you know, it's kind of that idea of like, okay, I wanna fake the enemy out with like, you know, exactly what you said, right? Pull it out of one holster, but then shoot it out the other one. And there's like way more mechanics in place to support that kind of stuff than in D&D, which if handled right can be great, if handled wrong can get really crunchy and painful. But I think
Well, let's not fuck it up.
yeah. Well, I think you know, like it just that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Like the more people can learn about how their mechanics of their character work, it's nowhere near Shadowrealm crazy. Like on like a timeline and scale, I say like 5th edition's like here, Shadowrun's at the other end. I think this is like 30% past like 5th edition in terms of complexity. But you can still keep it simple if you like only stick to a few certain things, if that's what you're after.
I remember Pathfinder. Pathfinder did that too.
Yeah.
Everything's like way more complex.
Yeah, and this is like a cleaned up, streamlined version of Pathfinder, which Pathfinder was basically just 3rd edition D&D.
Oh, when you were talking about the histories, I didn't hear anything about the Yosoki people. I mean, we just fucking. I mean, obviously we're poor, but we just.
Yeah, right? What the fuck?
Do we mean nothing to you?
I think you were just rats on the rock already.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I don't know if they were in any of that timeline stuff. Let's look.
Well, if we weren't, I'm gonna be the first Yosoki that is.
We could also look at let me pull up the reference manual. Share the Yosoki. Yosoki. Maybe there's something a little more telling in the actual Yosoki entry. So, playing a Yosoka, you likely talk fast and often. You see language as a constantly evolving art form, and you constantly pick up new slang and alien words that I imagine you fold into your dialect.
I must learn all the curse words I can.
You have seemingly
Love
boundless
stat.
energy and enthusiasm and rarely pass up a chance for excitement. You adore tech in all its forms and love taking devices apart to see how they work. You're very savvy and street smart no matter where you are, and make both friends and enemies quickly. Other braces probably see you as a maniac, loud and impetuous. They also probably value your skills with tech, but wish you reassembled things as often as you took them apart. They also appreciate the fervor with which you defend your friends, and probably underestimate you due to your size and childlike enthusiasm. Your homeworld, it says, while the term Yosoki originates from Akaton, where your race has long been a vibrant and respected culture, populations of rat folk, as they're sometimes called, existed on several worlds for a millennia before spaceflight became common.
It's racist as fuck. I don't want to hear any of my friends saying that.
Whether these different populations were examples of convergent evolution or they shared a common ancestor is anyone's guess. But today, most of these cultures now identify as a singular part of the overarching Yosoki race. This is due partially to the wide variation in Yosoki heredity, which makes ethnicity and often immediate family connections almost impossible to determine by sight or genetics. But even more so to the fact that Yosoki have done more than any other rat folk group to demand and maintain their respective larger races.
Okay.
Rat folk.
Yeah.
Hey guys, guess what?
Hmm.
I'm Ron Swanson.
Oh my god.
That's basically this character.
Ron Swanson as a large
Like,
lizard female.
Fuck it, we'll do it
You-
live.
Few words, but they're all honest all the time. So if you're ever in a place like she can lie by omission, but she will never like straight lie. So she will just be bluntly honest about anything. Like if she likes you a lot, she'll tell you, like to your face.
I
Pretty good.
definitely thought you meant Ron Burgundy at first, but now I realize Ron Swanson.
Maybe a bit of
Kinda like
both.
Drax too.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, a bit of Drax too. Yeah.
I didn't know you were a woman.
Neither did I.
I still don't.
You're a woman, but you sound just like Ron Swanson.
That should be the joke. We're all just like, are
You're just like Pat.
What's that? What's
Oh
that show
my
where let's
God.
play wife or dog, and they ask oh shit, no, I gotta find it now.
If there isn't Duel of the Fates at some point during this, I'm gonna be
Well, hey.
disappointed.
Well,
Better
let's
be
see.
disappointed.
We'll see. Yeah. Alright.
Kyler, are you a guy or a girl? I mean,
I'm a guy. I'm a man bug,
you are
and I have my
hideous.
baby with me.
Are you like do the male generate the offspring?
So, it said I married 2 wives, and it said one was a host.
Did
So
they? Okay, so okay.
I think the women like
Still
choose
hosts.
another animal to host on,
Huh.
and then we use that to make a.
There's gotta be
baby
an
grub?
evolved version of hosting, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys really are parasites.
Interesting.
Yep.
Even down to
Interesting.
your, picking your mates.
Should we just kind of start this slow roll?
Yeah.
You feeling it? Alright.
Creeping forward.
Right. I'm gonna re-promote our space station view. If you can have that pulled up there.
Oh shit, what's mobility?
Same.
So, again, just to reiterate, depending on what your real motivations are, the Starfinder Society is in a recovery period, to put it nicely. And you all have managed to secure work and have been assembled as a small team working for the Starfinder Society. You've all been summoned quite hastily to the Lorespire complex on Absalom Station, which is this just mega hub in the Pact Worlds. And quite hastily, your new boss, Venture Captain Arvin, has summoned you. And you can hear him coming in over all of your comm links and just kind of conjuring up in this like little holographic form when he messaged you, and you kind of see this guy pop in.
He's beautiful.
So beautiful. He's very business, like he's pretty much all business. He's pretty tall and confident for a Lashunta. And he says, I need you to head to the Lorespire complex now, right away, and just like transmission out. So wherever you all were, I don't know if you care to inform us, you are expected to be meeting up collectively at the Lorespire complex in the next 15 minutes.
How long has our group been together? Is this
I-
like our first foray?
This is definitely your first foray.
Perfect.
I mean, maybe a couple of you have worked together before, but like I was saying, with the state of the Starfinder Society, some of you might be genuinely hoping to join and climb the ladder. Some of you might just be looking to get some credits. Some of you might have more malicious things in mind. I don't know. So, hand waving, hand waving, hand waving. 15 minutes go by. I'm assuming most of you make it there on time.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Yep.
there early.
Yeah, Navasi is there on the mark, like
Okay.
directly precise on the time.
Okay.
This guy shows up a little early and he's got his jar out and he's showing the little fat grub around the room and like showing it off to me, like pointing out different parts of technology. This is called a hydro spanner.
Okay. You all arrive. Anyone not there for some reason? I'd go with no. So you arrive and see Arvin in person now. Says, thank you for arriving so quickly. As I mentioned in my comm message, we have an urgent opportunity to recover some critical information. And it kind of just draws you into his office. And he says, several months ago, a crew of Starfinders took a ship called the Unbounded Wayfarer into the vast to explore a series of uncharted planets. They never returned. He's just kind of pacing with his arms behind his back, like very sort of like Admiral Captain posture as he's like pacing around the office. It says, earlier today, a Vesk pawnbroker in the down low neighborhoods contacted us, offering to sell us several Starfinder insignia. These insignia belonged to the lost crew of the Unbounded Wayfarer and immediately caught our attention. The pawnbroker, named Joel Zakama, doesn't realize the true value of these insignia. But we've already negotiated a purchase price in exchange for the insignia, as well as information about who the seller was. Now, it's my hope that this seller can lead us to where the Unbounded Wayfarer and its crew are, lost, undoubtedly somewhere in the vast. We've remotely transferred the requested credits to this Joel Sakama at his pawn shop, and we need you to collect the insignia and all the information you can from that Vesk. And he kind of like does like a side glance at Obadiah. Regarding whoever sold him the insignia, and track down that seller. Learn where to find the Unbounded Wayfarer and its crew. I'm worried that the seller might not be on the station for long, so act quickly. If you have any questions, please make them fast because I need you to chase this up now. I know you're new, but we need to move quickly. And he's just kind of like looking at all of you like, okay, who the fuck has any questions?
It seems simple enough.
Navasi's just kind of like doing tricks with her guns, just like trying to show off a little bit.
Yes, I will do my best to help you.
Okay, okay. Well, if no questions, the download district, and he just goes and gives you instructions on your data pads. You get like a little, like, follow the blip down this road here, go down the spire into the underbelly. Not the best district, but this will take you there.
That sounds lovely.
No further questions.
No.
How we get going, loves?
I guess we have to talk to some of your friends.
Yeah.
So,
He immediately about faces and heads back into the private chamber of his office where you've been meeting, and leaves the lot of you to it.
Well, I will lead the way. And Obadiah immediately turns around and just like starts walking out. Doesn't care if people are following or not.
Queeg follows, but he thinks out loud to his robot. Is this Obadiah? Wait, oh man, I'm doing my 9 accent.
And this Obadiah guy, he doesn't talk much, does he?
And then,
Beep boop beep 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 boop.
in the back of your mind, you hear, "What's up with the Obadiah?"
I don't know.
Navasi kind of like half jogs up to Obadiah and like taps her on the shoulder and says, "Why you gotta go alone?"
She stops immediately, like abruptly, and turns like almost too aggressively. Duh. What? We have
Navasi's
mission.
just like
It's time to
grinning.
leave. We are going to mission. That is goal, yes?
All right, let's
Yes,
follow
I will.
me.
I
And
will
I
lead
run
way.
forward.
I will lead the way.
I'm already.
I want
down
them
hall.
fighting each other. I want them fight. Can they roll off to see who's gonna be in the league? 'Cause I think
Yeah. I mean, it seems to me like this would be a strength check for Obadiah and probably a dex check for Navasi.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, so many windows. 1 sec.
He rolls like a Ballandor.
That's what he says. Because that's just a term that they say in space.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes, the Palantor.
Oh, that's not a roll. That's
Wait, shit.
yeah. If you double click it or drag it off.
Thanks for sharing.
Wait.
Your dex score is awesome.
Oh yeah. I must have done the wrong button.
Oh, where the +2 is there, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Obadiah just massive form body blocks you, and is just kind of like keeping pace as you're running as fast as you can, and Obadiah is just keeping up enough to kind of just continually block you, as the directions on your data pads can kind of like beep and bloop and lead you as you wind your way into the shadier parts of the download district.
Can you give me an environmental? Can you paint me
Yeah,
an
I was gonna say.
environmental picture of what the landscape like? Are there flying cars? Is there are we looking at
was
like
good. Record that shit.
what are we looking at?
Yeah. I mean, it was still a little abstract for tonight, but I would think it'd be crazy for there not to be, a variety of vehicles in a place like this, as well as a lot of foot traffic. It's kind of like this sprawling, sort of very New York major metropolis kind of futuristic city at the core, but it's on this station, and so like the down lows are kind of like the lower like the literal underbelly of this thing. It's been a really long time since I played Final Fantasy VII, but I feel like this is a pretty close representation to that city, because it was kind of like this multi-layered floating city in some respects. Am I wrong there? It's been so long.
I didn't play it. I'm so sorry.
Kyle, I
That's
feel like you know the
blasphemy.
answer.
Yeah, this looks like the moment.
Yeah.
Oh.
So are we like walking on like a pathway? Are we in a hallway? Are we in like? this
Oh, you're
area?
no. You're charging on the streets. It's only about probably about like a 20-minute journey by foot, and like the sky traffic today is out of control. I mean, like you just be on foot the whole time. So,
Sky traffic.
and you're kind of
Traffic.
you're wandering down to the underbelly of this fucking space station. Let me just load a few things here. Hold on. So basically, like the central spire of the station is often referred to as the spike. but the spike extends down below. Actually, let me pull up that that system map again. You kind of see it. If we zoom way in, you can see the spike on this guy, right? So it's like this floating wannabe planet that literally has like an underbelly spike shooting down beneath the domed surface, where like the fancier parts of the city are.
So, gravity is like normal, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's all
Gravity.
inside
all
inside the
terraformed.
station. You are completely covered when it comes to gravity. Many of you have armor or spacesuits that take care of any environmental hazards of a space vacuum. But on the station here, you can comfortably not activate any of those systems. And so it's. You were led to believe it'd only be about 20 minutes. By the time you get there, Obadiah, I need you to go ahead and just roll a d20 for me.
Duh. It can be done.
You carefully avoid revealing that you've gotten lost a couple times up until this point. You're not
It
too
is this
familiar.
way.
You're not too familiar with the underbelly. But you continue to lead on, and as you do so, it's about an hour before you finally find this pawn shop that you were referred to. The rundown store lies again in the download district, which looks to be a very poor but densely populated section of the Spike, which again is beneath Absalom Station. And although some areas around here are arguably clean and a little trendy, it's probably why you got a little bit lost. You had to funnel down a narrow alley of concrete and metal buildings dripping with oil, sparking wires. But at the end of it all, you see a wide red neon electric sign that reads Josakama's Loans on a building that's sandwiched between a Kuthite sensation house and a derelict building covered with graffiti. The shop's double metal doors contain a single small window on the left door panel, too grimy to actually peer through. The doors are closed.
Navasi walks up to the doors and looks. She wants to inspect the area to see if there's like a button or anything to open the door.
I go over to investigate too. Obviously, I was thinking to myself, what is this kind of door?
As you all approach, you hear a gruff voice. Ah! What do you want? Just kind of comes out of like a crackly, awful sounding speaker above the doors.
Navasi like kind of nudges what's it, Quig with her leg like.
I guess I'll be the one talking here, but we are here for we have sent your direction. Wait, who sent us here again? I can't remember.
We are here from Starfinder Society. We are here to pick up insignias. And then, but she says that in Vesk. I don't know if that's a language, but I assume there's a Veski language.
If you were to categorize, and you do speak Vescan Common, if you were to categorize your tone, would you say it was a more diplomatic or a more intimidating delivery?
It is literally like I want you to just think that if you could say it monotone,
Yeah.
Face value.
I mean, it's very much like here is a fact. We are here to pick up this insignia. Like clearly, you're gonna open the door, and if you
Okay.
don't, we're gonna have a problem.
Roll an intimidation check.
You're intimidating a speaker.
What?
Yeah, I'm finding that right where. Oh, perfect, guys. I am really good at intimidating. So good.
Holy wait, what? Oh, that said a 3 on my screen.
Damn.
You hear like a the insignias, yes. And you hear like a bzzz, and the door opens. The window. As the door opens, the smell of almost like an aquarium that like a snake lives in, like just kind of like this acrid smell of a reptilian house that hasn't been cleaned in months. And you step into the interior of Jill Sakama's Loans, a place with shelves that are crammed with just an unspeakable number of near valueless items, from small appliances to VR game consoles to jars of weird colored powders. It's all a lot to take in, but the smell's what really dominates things. And standing in a muscle shirt at the rear of the shop, opposite of the doors you've just entered, behind a low desk and a series of heavy metal bars, like a good nighttime fucking pawn shop behind plexiglass and bars, essentially, you see this fella.
Keskadai breathes in the stench, and he's familiar with the smell of death, and he uses blind sense to see if there are any other people in the building within 30 feet of himself. They are immune to any kind of camouflage, invisibility, and it's using my little antennas.
Beep boop beep boop beep 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 boop. Why don't you make a perception check? Oh, perfect.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, please.
So we're here for this insignia and something else, right?
Information about
You're
the
here.
seller of those insignia.
Okay.
Track down seller. Don't.
Where
Okay.
We will get
are
information.
This is a cellar.
At? I don't see any of my.
Seems we're looking for the sellers, love.
Oh, for you've got the perception skill on your skills tab.
So you're gonna be British, you're gonna be.
Cheers, love.
Yeah.
I am.
I'm trying to be like Maeve from.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it. Okay.
What's it called? At Westworld.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, the nat 20.
I
Yes.
figured out how to use it, guys.
Oh hey, you have a +8.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I guess you're definitely gonna see what's.
You are very, very, very aware that there's no one else here but Jel Sakama himself and your group. But you immediately sense that he is a little reserved, as if he knows what you're after, but is not being very forthright with that information. But again, I mean, you all have just entered. He is at the opposite end of his shop. It looks like he's, to your heightened senses, Keskadai, very carelessly disassembling an old, strange computer device. He's looking up from his work right now, still sort of fiddling away while looking towards you all. He's kind of scratching the scaly skin beneath his beard spikes that you see on his jawline.
Keskadai uses telepathy towards Quig again. And I say, "This one's nervous."
And I definitely say out loud, thinking that I'm talking. This is really making me more unsettled too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like playing with my head, and then the way I also talk to my robot. Say, yeah, he's doing that wrong. That's not gonna turn out good.
Navasi walks up to this dude working at it and props up her leg like up high-ish and takes out a gun and points it on the monitor and says, "What do we have here?"
Obadiah walks up right behind, like literally hulking over the form of Navasi.
Okay. Navasi. With a +2 bonus, which I'll just add in here. Why don't you make a diplomacy check?
Did I do that right?
Yep.
We diplomed.
You sure did.
Do it
26. He looks from you and your lithe figure leaning up on his window with your gun, and looks once more to the Vesk who demanded entry. Says, oh, it sees I'm fully paid for these trinkets here, and he kind of unfolds a piece of cloth that has these several Starfinder insignia. Says, I remember Arvin said something about wanting extra information too, and I can do that. See, but information, now that costs extra. And he slides the insignia that is clearly been paid for through the small opening in his plexiglass or whatever material window, and puts them forward. As Arvin has declared he has paid for, you now have the insignia.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How much are credits worth? Like what's a credit value? Like is it like a 1 gold piece? And
Credits are, I mean, in terms of gold, I don't know.
well,
like
just
let's
give me,
say,
like, a comparison of what,
yeah.
what a
Let
credit
me
is
look
valued.
at. Let's see. I mean, is there like a particular item that would like give you a comfortable feeling about what a credit value is?
If I were gonna buy
Yeah.
food from a restaurant on the street, how much credits are we talking about? Like, is it like, does it go into decimal points? Is it
Yeah.
like 1 credit is like worth like $1, or is it like $100?
Okay. Let's find out. It looks like
Credit is
field
worth
food
1
and drink.
quasark.
Food and drink. I mean, it sounds like food and drink would last you. It looks fucked up. Like it would only cost you 1 credit. Is that right? To like eat and drink for a week. Basic.
Oh, for a week?
Oh wow.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Credits a lot of money.
Medicinal patch.
Sorry, I'm just curious.
No,
Like,
no.
we start with a certain amount of credits, and if we
Yeah.
have to bribe a dumb fuck, I want to know how much we have to
Yeah,
bribe.
yeah. Why don't we look at some of the items that you already have? Yeah, so your field rations, which is probably not like a fine meal. Yeah, they say it's like 1 credit per week. Now like a serum of healing, 1d8 healing points, restored, 50 credits.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
A frag grenade, 35 creds. Everyday clothing, 1 credit. Personal comm unit, 7 credits. Your ceremonial plate armor that you have from your days of service, 110 credits.
Okay. And there are bars all around this, right? All around him?
Oh yeah, especially in
Is
this
there-
this district, yeah.
Is there a like a door or some? I mean, is there like, how does he get in and out?
I mean, there's clearly like some kind of back office behind him in this little secure room he has, and then you all came through the double doors in the alley that you found the entrance to.
Okay, well, we need more information. You tell us who sold you Insignis, yeah?
I sell all kinds of things here, including information.
Scout, by the way, just while this is all happening, my drone is getting closer to the table, and he was looking to see what he was building. And because wherever the drone is, Queeg can also see.
Oh.
And we're also kind of looking to see if we can find any other documents behind him that might give us more information
While
while he's distracted.
Okay. I'll get back to that in a second. So he kind of continues to like gesture around on this comment of like, many things are for sale. Just the comma has it all, and he kind of just gestures again at like shelves of just weird garbage for the most part.
And Obadiah kind of looks around and is just like, yes, this is all garbage. However, information. Perhaps you have some. Who sold you insignias?
You notice Queek.
Yep.
You notice that his hand is kind of like under the counter, nervous. Like you just see like this nervous shake in his arm a little bit as he's kind of like looking at all of you. Just strange seller on that one, but you know, I can't just go telling other customers what other customers bought. I mean, like if someone comes in and asks me who are the ones who just came in and paid you to reveal information about your other customers, then I'd have to have them pay me. And he's just going down this line of thinking over and over again. Keep mentioning wanting to be paid.
1 second. I gotta check my inventory.
And how much is information worth?
Oh, I mean, why don't you make me an offer?
Abasi pulls out 2
One
credits.
honorable vesk to another.
I will give, what, how many? There are 4 of us, so we will give you, what, 8 credits.
Why don't you make it 10 for the weird drone who's watching me, and then we'll call it 10. Good round number, yeah?
I will gladly pay extra to hear the story.
Then extra coin comes from Buck.
Here you
Everyone
go.
else will give you 2.
Josakama cares not where the coin comes from, and he just kind of takes a swig of this weird, brandless energy drink. As long as you put it on this cred stick, and he slides it through like the small gap in the window. 10 credits, and my tongue will be as loose as your legs. And he looks at you, Obadiah, and kind of gives you a wink.
Obadiah just like
Gross.
I don't understand what the joke is.
He's a... David's a girl.
Been a while since I've seen such a big, strong woman like you.
Queek still doesn't get
Devasi
it.
raises
Yes.
one eyebrow kind of
Very
curiously.
well. Here are credits for you. And then, so I don't know how credit sticks work.
Yeah,
but I
you-
assume she puts like
You scan the device.
monitor
Yeah. 10
And,
credits, approved
well-
transaction.
Obadiah does 2 credits and then passes it around to
Oh.
everyone else to pay the
Devasi
other
takes
credits.
it, pays 2 credits, passes it.
Please control mouse wheel or retype your new credit totals in your inventory.
Is that under main? What is that under?
Under inventory at the bottom, you should be able
Okay.
to control mouse wheel or just click it and then type a new number.
Oh, control mouse wheel.
Look
We
at
should
that.
do
That's
that.
fancy.
Oh, that's not working for me.
You have to highlight the box and then
Highlight the
do-
box, and then you'll see it like change to a hand, and then control mouse wheel while it's hovering over that guy.
Yeah, not working for me.
Huh.
Field.
I can't even change. Oh shit!
Oh, what if you? Yeah, it's interesting.
It's having me like edit the actual words. Like I'm editing encumbered. I can't click on the box.
Okay. Well, I got you for tonight, buddy. You doing
Thanks.
2?
Thanks, pal.
9 to 7. Done.
Perfect.
Keskadai slides his own credit card in the machine that's been handed. He goes like he's getting off on it.
Also, I was in the wrong box. It works fine.
Okay. I figured you'd get there.
That was a user.
All right, everyone's loaded up the cred stick. All 10 credits are actually there. This is me
Yep.
asking out of character. Okay. All right. You slide the cred stick back over. He kind of licks his lizard-like maw and gives Obadiah one last wink and says, "Well, interesting cellar, that one. Definitely in Aoxian. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but,
You're doing good.
yes.
Sounds about right to me.
She was, undead, if you catch my drift. Looked like one of you manlings," and he points at, Navasi. "One of you manlings, but, definitely dead. Didn't breathe, blink, nothing. Mentioned something about wanting to hire some local muscle after I gave her creds for these insignia. Just in case, she says. It says? But, only thing I could tell her was, again, after she asked for wanting to buy some humanling skulls?
Did you see skulls? Like
Yeah.
head skull.
Yeah. Mentioned needing some skulls. So I did the sensible thing. Pointed her towards the Vat Gardens. Yeah, it's just 10 minutes from here, Humanlings are weird, am I right? He's kind of looking at Obadiah
Yeah,
again.
they're pretty weird.
What is the Vat Gardens? Like, would we know?
Yes. Why don't you all make a, what kind of skills do you have? Culture check would do the trick.
Humans are so picky on the foods they eat.
That's what he's thinking.
Wow,
do
Navasi
not-
with the rolls.
As per usual.
Queeg, you partaking in the cultural?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Obadiah doesn't know shit about culture. -1.
Mm-mm.
I do not have to concern myself with such things. Does not matter in combat.
Not very cultured. I do come from a dirt poor beginning.
Navasi, in your time, in your descent into the underbelly of society, you've become quite familiar with this part of Absalom Station. And you know that the Vat Gardens, while a place of, just imagine like a massive, just out of control plant growth in one of those. I'm trying to think of like a really good example, but like not like the equivalent of a museum, but you go there to see all kinds of like botany, trees, plants. There's a lot of very popular ones in like.
Did you say that the section in Overwatch map, the Winston on the moon,
Yeah.
Winston map, there's that
Yeah.
section?
Exactly, but even crazier than that.
Okay.
And you, in your time here, have learned that the Yosoki, who own and family owned and operated the Vat Gardens, have on the side taken a side business of burying bodies in the Vat Gardens. Nothing illegal. Certainly would be frowned upon, but essentially using them as compost. And so you can kind of connect the dots here with this fella, this Jolsakama, and you can kind of vibe what he's putting down in the sense that if they're looking for human skulls, there's a chance that these Yosoki and their Vat Gardens and their little side business might have a couple options on the table for this client. He kind of smirks and just says, "Yeah, that one. She just kept talking about wanting these clean skeletons, and I don't carry anything like that, so that's where I sent her."
The dead should stay dead. I look disgusted and I kind of like lean against the wall.
You see him sort of like turn and insert like the cred stick into one of his functional computers, and he kind of smiles, looks back, and says, "Can I interest you in anything else? Anything at all?"
You did not mention location.
The Vat Gardens.
Don't worry about it. I know the way. I've been to the Vat Gardens before.
No, this is where the undead human being thing is, at the Vat Gardens. That is where we
You
can
saying
find.
rat gardens? You saying vat gardens?
And
Vasi
with an
turns to Quig. It's Vat Gardens.
Yeah, the thing left only 20 minutes ago. Mentioned again wanting to hire some local muscle just in case, but far as I know, it was heading to the gardens right after that. You'd probably be right on its tail.
Why have you wasted time? 20 minutes. I leave. Thank you. And
No, thank you.
Obozaya just immediately turns and walks out the door.
He immediately returns to fiddling with this archaic computer device, and it certainly makes you cringe, Queeg. Seeing the wires that he's pulling, the thermal paste he's smearing on the wrong parts.
Not how you do it.
It's like he's rubbing it on the blades of the fan. It doesn't make any sense to you. Like this brute is just butchering the thing. And he continues to do so while everyone starts to fan out. I don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna get a drink real quick.
Yeah,
I
wait.
love that. That's not how you do it.
Just out of curiosity, was there like any items around as we're walking out? Is it just like a junk pile as we're walking out with this guy's engineering
Just
things?
living in.
I mean, he's got like just countless crap in there.
Did anything catch my eye that could fill up a 1 foot cube?
Give me a minute to get back to the computer there.
like an old boot.
Well, because Krieg he likes items, especially engineering items that could be useful to him later.
Yeah. Okay.
We're supposed to return the insignias, right?
Yeah. Who
You are supposed to return. You're supposed to gather the insignias, but more importantly, find the cellar, because your new faithful leader over at the Lorespire complex there wanted you to try to track down where this person actually got those insignia.
So, out of character completely, we want to go to the Vat Gardens, right? That's where our lead is.
Yep.
My character is going to try and convince you otherwise. I'm going to try and get you to go back to return
Why
the
would you do
insignias
that?
and report, because I'm lawful good. I have to.
Oh, okay.
To put it to the correct forces.
Yeah. We should tell them.
Wait, how do I see what I am, like, in... What am I as far as lawful good, like, chaotic, whatever? I don't know the stuff.
Alright, sorry, I had to deal with Mother Nature and get a beer.
Yeah, double Mother Nature.
Oh, yep. It'd be on your maybe your notes page. Your
I like
notes
this mini page, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I haven't tried that.
That is nice. Just a lot of times you get that clutter. This is, especially for scout. Oh yeah, yes sir.
Oh, I looked it up
Under your notes page, it'll have it. So, in Fantasy Grounds, you're chaotic good, Navasi.
So,
Which means you tend to do good, but I mean you go by you got your own drum beat that you're marching to.
okay.
Wait, where do you see that?
Under
Like-
notes,
Or his,
At the
it's
top.
like an abbreviation.
alignment. You are true neutral, Obazaya,
Perfect.
and you
I
are in
love
fact
that.
female.
I'm CG, so it means I'm chaotic
Yeah,
neutral.
good.
Chaotic good
Or
as well.
CN, sorry, CN.
Chaotic neutral, yeah.
Oh, wait, NG?
Neutral good.
Neutral good? Alright, so I'm neutral. Alright, perfect.
Well, as you're leaving, And actually, why don't we? What if there's any tables in here? Hold on 1 second there, Yosoki.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing like rusted garbage piled up like against the walls and like gross
Yeah.
shit everywhere.
Yeah. Why don't you roll a D100 for me, Queek?
Yeah. Let me do that. Let me just do that for you. So, I always forget to do this. Right click on.
Right click on the
There it is.
D10.
Yeah. D10. Here it is.
Oh, interesting.
That's pretty good.
I hope.
That's really good.
You see a small cylindrical orangish transparent container. It looks like some sort of old prescription medicine. And you quickly feel the urge to reach for that on your way out.
I do. I
don't know
also-
how you deal with that.
So,
but-
so as we're walking out, I want to use the man dude Obadiah
yeah.
as cover because he's so much bigger than I am. And
Oh yeah.
also,
I mean,
I
this
wanna
guy
use-
is clearly into her. Whatever.
Yeah, and I want to use my
Whoa,
the drone
whoa.
scout to be over the opposite shoulder. Like so, if we're walking out and the item is on the left, I want to use the drone to be over his her right shoulder.
Okay.
And using its vision, I want to see when the other guy kind of lets his guard down a little bit, or when it would appear that we're not as.
Okay.
I wouldn't be in the sight.
Okay. So because there's no like advantage or disadvantage in this, but there's basically like a scaling system of difficulty ratings, kind of like having to hit armor class rating, right? What I will do in the background, very honorably, is if there's advantageous things, they will immediately lower the difficulty rating of like a thing. So,
Gotcha.
with you, how exactly are you trying to snatch this thing?
Oh yeah, well, once I can see that he's distracted or
He
looking up.
he
towards the
clearly is at this moment, yeah.
It's just like it's literally I just grab it,
All right, sleight of hand check,
just put it in my mouth,
or is this like you just vacuum?
and then I look like a chipmunk.
Perfect
What?
silhouette of the
Slight
thing you swallow.
sleight of mouth, sleight of
Sleight
mouth
of
check.
mouth.
Here comes the slide up.
Mouth. Get it?
Oh yeah. All right, I was looking for 15 plus.
Thank you. That's
You
a tough one,
you
man.
don't know what it was, but you have something in your pouch.
Like a dirty
Okay.
needle.
Damn.
No, it's like like a prescription medicine bottle. Like
Well,
the.
I'm not- yeah,
Oh, okay.
mine now.
All right.
Surprise, it's a battery.
Everyone else heading out of the pawn shop the
No,
way you
it's
came
medicine. Don't swallow it.
I just keep it in my mouth till we get to safety.
in. Okay.
Obadiah, your job is done.
Navasi leaves the place.
Okay. As you head out, appearing on your comm links once more is the faithful venture captain Arvin. He says, "Did you get the insignia?"
Did.
I'm just
Yes.
like tapping
And?
my ear. Yeah,
Yes.
we got it.
Located the cellar.
You've located the cellar.
Would you like us to pursue?
You know where the cellar is, but you haven't actually located them yet.
You have called it inconvenient time. We are in transit. Please call back in 15 minutes?
Call me immediately when you find the cellar and.
Yeah, Obazar has already signed off.
All right. So Navasi claims to know the way to this vat garden location.
Yeah, I'm leading the way.
Okay.
Bring us.
All right. You wind through the slums of the underbelly of Absalom Station a bit more. It's only about 10 minutes before Navasi leads you upon what appears to be the outskirts of the vat garden. Navasi, you know that this was once a vast pool of bioactive substances that drained away some decades ago. The residue in the pool beneath the garden still enhances the growth of biological organisms here, and a very enterprising Yosoki family that somehow Queeg has never heard of purchased that empty pool and turned it into a very prosperous garden, selling fresh plants and creating lots of oxygen all around Absalon Station, especially in some of the less cared for districts like the one you're in now. Demand eventually exceeded their supply, or so the story goes, and the family took in basically any sort of biological waste as mulch to grow the riotous tangle of plants that are just opening up before you. A very open secret around the Down Low district here, one that you have come to know in your descent into this world, Navasi, is that the Yosoki also act as a mortuary for the very poor and sometimes the very generous. Credits. And they take dead bodies as free mulch for their plants, no questions asked.
Tis good business.
Makes sense, right? You take this knowledge, and I don't know how much of it you, Navasi, are sharing with these new co-workers or colleagues, but you are leading them into these gardens, and any resident around here could have easily pointed you to this place, but eventually you lead this group to one of the passageways in the station that opens up in front of this enormous sunken pool. Again, just plant growth out of control fucking everywhere. A very narrow walkway leads to other parts of the down low, encircled by this overgrown plant life, and a spire of some kind of machinery stands in the center. For such a busy section of the down low, Navasi, you find the area to be surprisingly fucking quiet compared to other times you've been through these parts. Opening up in front of you are two ladders down the opposite end of this platform that you are all now walking upon. I'm just going to go ahead and load a thing here real quick. You are
you
all
talking to us at all?
pretty much here.
Navasi, are you saying stuff?
No, I'm just keeping I'm keeping the knowledge that I have myself and just confidently leading the group, expecting you guys to kind of just trust in my confidence.
I actually definitely trust in the big lizard thing. So I'd follow him. So I kind of I look up at him and I just kind of, or her.
You are, and so sorry, like just to be very clear, what you see on this map is probably about, I don't know, like 100 feet ahead of you down this walkway. But you can kind of clearly see this sort of central spire. Jesus fucking Christ! Of
What did he see?
So just so you know, I rolled that because I wanted to know if I would, in a combat situation, have observed like the amount
Positions.
of silence
yeah,
the shit that's happening
Yeah.
around me, because I feel like that would be like a tactical thing
Yeah.
that's happening
Yeah.
over Besides head.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm hearing it.
yeah. It's really quiet. It's really quiet, and all of your lizard blood is tensing. Your muscles are just ready to react.
Halt!
You
Like she
hear,
does, like,
you hear,
Vasi stops immediately.
you
Like
hear
she does
nothing,
the
and then you
military
hear,
symbol.
you
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
the
yeah,
sounds. You hear the sounds of a very, very slight disturbance, like someone's digging or doing something down below in the gardens. The walkway that you've halted everyone upon is metallic and loud. The machinery in the central spiral is also loud and masking your steps at times. The sounds of insects and wildlife that lives in this sort of strange nested ecosystem can also be heard as you have frozen here on this elevated walkway. It's probably about 15, 20 feet down from this platform into the heart of the gardens that you approach.
I look to the Obadiah and I say,
Hey, big guy. Do you want me to send the scout in?
that's the drone.
Yeah, I believe, and like as you say that, she's already pulled out her light reaction cannon, and like you can hear it do as it charges. Yes, scouting would be very good.
Or he does. As we're walking in, Keskadai listens to his brethren, the insects, the only thing we can hear right now, and he uses his vibrations to feel who's around him with 30 feet.
Oh, okay.
And
How much is that? Where are you at?
Perception.
We're on a catwalk, you said, right?
Yeah. So this is like a catwalk that like kind of rectangles around the
these
central
trees?
garden. Yeah. So the floor, like just before we get into the nuts and bolts here. So you're on a narrow walkway. It leads into the heart of the back gardens. Now, it's about 15 to 20 feet down from this walkway to the ground floor where that central spire is. This whole place is just covered with overgrown plants.
Okay.
There's some loud noises from the machinery at times. Other than that, it is fucking quiet here. And Navasi, you have never known this part of town to be quiet. The other parts, what were your other questions? I mean, like, it's so overgrown that the trees are grown up to this platform. Like, you could conceivably climb down them or the ladder to get down there if you wanted to.
I'm just curious. How loud is the drone? Like, cause
Yeah, I was curious too.
my sense of like
It's a stealth
drone-
plus 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mention they're
So whatever that
I'd say he's fairly quiet then. Yeah, I mean, it's like, if it was bzzz, like, it'd have to be pretty close to you
What's its
to hear
space age
it.
too,
It is.
so
It's a
like
scout
way
drone.
more
Future-y.
advanced than what we have today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hover.
Right.
It's a hover drone. So I mean, like, it's pretty stealthy. I would think.
I was hoping that was gonna be the case.
And Obadiah wants to like stealthily walk up to the edge over here and just look down the walkways either direction.
Okay. And so, like, the graphics overlay for it is so painfully awful, but you can now, if you mouse wheel on your token, indicate your facing direction. I don't know if you try it. Are you able to? Does that let you do it?
No.
Okay, maybe it might be a GM only thing. So if you tell me what direction you're facing, then I will set it for you, I guess. That's
Okay.
fine. All right. So, yeah.
And the drone's
then-
facing northeast
Okay.
from there.
And then north and south is where I'm looking.
Okay. And you can see through the drone's eyes, yeah?
Yes.
Now, why
I
don't
would
we have the
imagine that
drone
Navasi's
make
farther up at this point.
a perception check? You can drag your token where you want there,
Okay.
yeah.
At least that far. Right.
Okay. Obadiah, I can't in 1,000 years imagine you're moving stealthily. Maybe you're paused though.
Clunk. Clunk. Yeah.
Is this like?
Maybe
Trying
when the
to be
machinery
silent.
happens, that's
Okay.
when you move.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming that there's some like, I mean, she's got military.
Yeah.
training.
No, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. I ate my words a
Situation.
little bit. Yeah. Why don't you make a stealth check, Obadiah, and Navasi as well.
Oh.
And Scout as well.
Did I detect anything with my roll?
Diddy, I have a question.
Yeah.
So I rolled the total, but I have a +3 in my stat.
Oopsies.
I have a like one of the boxes is ticked for stealth, but I don't think it added the +3
Sorry,
to
guys.
the total.
Scout bumped into something.
Your
Oh,
dex
no.
is +3, but
I rolled a flat.
but it's not a class skill, so I don't know if that means you don't get that bonus. I think you either have to have a rank inside of that skill
You have
or
to
have it be a
spec
class
into it?
skill. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
you do have to spec into it. From
Yeah.
Pathfinder,
Yeah,
Casey
it's-
and I play.
yep.
I think you have to spec into it.
yeah. That makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
cool.
So I'm sorry, Keskadai. Just to circle back to you. You were using your just basic perception, or Kyle? Keskadai?
Sorry, I was pulling up sheets and shit. Yeah, I perceived. I have a like my bug sense or whatever. It uses
Your
vibration.
blind sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Any foe that can't be seen so still can see him.
Rolled a 13 on it on perception.
You definitely sense the presence of some life forms here, and as Scout floats ahead over the center of the garden, you immediately hear the sounds of branches snapping, and I need all of you to roll initiative.
Oh shit!
We're in the shit now.
Where the fuck is initiative?
It's to the right of strength.
Oh.
In the middle there.
You shall take my 23.
Damn. You're a beast.
Plus 7. Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
You rolled higher than with your plus. It's the same as my roll. Just wrong.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'm coming. Bailey. Oh, it's okay.
You
It's okay.
immediately see a mercenary-looking figure.
Oh yeah.
And beneath the canopy, you're kind of seeing this through like the strange camera view you're getting from Scout. A few passerbys notice as a laser blast kind of shoots past you. Oh my god, that's a little much. Hold on a second.
So wait, they shot lasers at us?
Yeah, somebody just shot a laser your direction. It looked like it came from over here.
By the screaming guy.
As he's firing.
He kind of like says, "Stop what you're watching!" and just fires. Obadiah, you immediately just turn on battle mode.
And immediately start doing two gestures, and is indicating directions.
Uh-huh.
And I
Speak,
assume
Navy SEAL.
nobody has any idea what that means.
Yeah.
Yep.
She does all the gestures and then heads south and pull. Oh, she already has her fucking reaction cannon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fucking light this motherfucker up.
All right. You move a short distance over.
If I can find where.
And so, for you, if you go to actions, you're.
What's the difference between heavy and rounds?
Oh,
heavy?
no, yeah, that shouldn't be in there. I'll just go to combat actions. Inventory. I don't know what rounds heavy means. Let's find out.
I want
you
to.
can. So basically, you can use them with your other weapon. I think they're just supposed to be there to support your cannon, your reaction cannon.
Okay.
So
What's
now,
the range like on my cannon? Oh,
now,
90? Oh, shit.
yeah. Now make sure you use the. There's like a single attack and a full attack.
I
I don't.
just dropped. Oh,
I don't know how the full attack works. I think because you moved as well, you can only do a single attack. So you would do that. You drag that +4 and drop it onto the mercenary there.
Well, let me ask you a question since I
Yeah.
didn't know that. From the position that I was at, and I
Yeah.
know that that's a walkway, would I
Yeah.
be able to see that guy? Because there is a ground floor before it drops. Would
Were
I be
you
able to see
here or here?
that? Yeah. No, I was south of Navasi.
Okay, I think you would have to at least move forward. Let me look up full attack real quick while we're learning things.
What's the standard?
Yeah.
Is it 30 feet?
We have 80 range on her.
It depends. It depends on the person. Obadiah is 30. So full attack, you can use a full attack to make 2 attacks, each with a -4 penalty.
Why would you do that?
Because you get to make 2 of them instead of 1.
Negative.
Now, a reaction cannon. I think that meets the qualifications for it. But... no, it is a heavy weapon.
Sounds heavy.
Yeah.
He even dropped it at the end.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Let's stick to normal attacks for now.
Okay, so is that the plus?
That's a +4. Yeah.
Okay.
So you should be able to roll and drop that. You immediately unload and fire at this merc and connect. So you can go ahead and drag damage onto his token. Ooh.
Damn.
And just blast, fucking light this guy up.
And then if I can, being the tactician would probably try to find cover, so maybe back up against the wall a little bit.
Alright. I'm into it.
I don't know if that counts as like half cover or something because the floor. I know
Yeah.
I'm really big, but
Yeah, you're pretty
I'm
big.
thinking that if they can't hit me,
A little bit, yeah. I mean, they're down below inside that canopy there too.
and I don't know what else I can do. Like, is Pathfinder basically action, bonus reaction, movement? Is this same as what
Let's-
D&D is?
I think so. Let's go with that for now.
I kind of like that anyways, so...
Another mercenary emerges beneath the canopy of the trees to the walkway and starts firing at Scout and connects. Deals 2 damage to Scout with a light laser pistol blast. The merc who just got shot by Obadiah looks for a clean shot. Doesn't get it. Starts to move. 20, 15. Starts to pivot towards the ladder and then stops and also decides to take a shot at Scout. Connects.
Can you see Scout through the trees?
Yeah. I mean, Scout was kind of flying above the canopy, yeah?
Maybe not
Oh,
anymore.
above the canopy? Yeah, I guess you roll a 1, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scout's fucked.
Yeah, he did. Scout takes some more damage, I'm afraid. Navasi.
Okay. Give me 1/2 of a second. I'm just finishing up reading this ability.
Did Scout appear to be sentient, by the way? Is he like
Probably
a
pink
person, or is he?
He's AI.
Okay. So like
But that's what I'm reading currently.
Tony Stark AI, or like
Is AI sentient in this, or is it not?
I don't know.
Do a little homework.
This is basically a buff for my party against one person, right?
What are you talking about?
Oh.
Get him?
Get him. I don't see that. Oh, improvisation, the get him. Let's take a look.
I think I'm
This
gonna
guy.
use it on this guy because he's within 60 feet.
So you and your allies gain a +1 morale bonus to attack rolls made against a chosen enemy. It takes your move action. You can hit a target within 60 feet. It's only a single enemy. So using your move action, you can choose one enemy within 60 feet until the start of your next turn. So until you go again, next round, all your allies will gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls against that enemy.
So basically, it's like a focus fire kind of thing.
Yeah, and even if that enemy moves out of that 60 feet, it'll still last until the end, until your next turn.
Alright, so I'm definitely using that on Guilty Scared Goofa.
Okay. Everyone help me remember that he has been got by Navasi.
Oh yeah.
He's
Okay.
He's been got. He's been got. So then
And
you
then-
still you can't move now, but you still can take an attack action, I
Yeah,
believe.
we're gonna go ahead and Navasi's gonna take aim and fire her laser pistol.
Sorry, does that give us advantage? What does that do?
It gives you a +1 to hit.
Okay.
So if you rolled like a 13, it'd be a 14. All right, you blast and connect. And deal 3 damage. Okay. Now let me just pull up one thing here. I've been a little lazy, but I'd say that guy plus the 2 figures that you now clearly see moving in the distance there, who were digging, all have at least all of these guys in this region here. Not this guy who stepped out. They would, because of the canopy and being down below you, have some level of concealment. Meaning that I'd say at least these two, who you can now sort of see, you'd have a 50% mischance against them because of their total concealment. The other guy you'd have a 20% mischance against right here, going forward, if they remain where they are and you remain where you are. Okay?
Let's chalk it up to line of sight.
Yeah. You had a good shot there. Quig, and Scout.
Oh yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Oh yeah. Krieg just seeing everything that's happening. You know, he's just Scout's getting raped again. He's Scout. And he just comes running out here. Can go 30 feet.
Yep.
And I use an ability here. I'm not sure how this works.
Which one?
It's called Barricade. And I start finding like loose pieces of railing and just shitty stairs or even brush and bramble that has been overgrown in here.
Okay.
To start making
Some
to
cover.
Yeah, some small cover.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I mean there is a lot of tree growth that's coming up around the platform that you're on as well. Okay.
I don't know if that's. I mean, it makes sense if that's an action, but it doesn't. It just says it's a feat.
It's a move action technically, but if you want to use your move to move up to the thing and then use your action to start doing this, I'm into it.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. All right, so you start quickly MacGyvering up a bit of cover near the ladder here, using a mix of both, like the metal of the railing, some of the various shit you probably have in your mouth pouches in your backpack,
Yep.
and the actual living organic plants, trees, and vines themselves. You start generating some kind of barricade. Now hitting it, it's gonna have its own hit points. Alright, roll. Barricade collapses at the beginning of your turn in roll 1d4.
Yep.
Oh, it's
Suck
looking
that.
pretty good. So by round 5, your barricade is gone, essentially. Yeah. We'll all remember that. Round 5. Equal barricade gone.
Just keep barricading it like a cocoon.
Alright. So, you do that. In the meanwhile, what's Scout doing?
Yeah, Scout is. I kind of. We have a relationship that not many people would understand. I don't even need to say it, and he knows he needs to. He's got to face. He turns abruptly to face the southeast enemy, guilty squared Gruffa. Gruffa? Mother Gruffa.
Yep.
And he uses what's the action?
You have him equipped with a semi-auto pistol.
That's the one.
Of the tactical variety.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's the
He's
one.
a flying
Mounted on his little hovering
You're
drone
starting to weir up.
chassis.
Starts to shoot. Yeah. I don't see the die roll. Is it a +2? Is this could be wrong. But I'm going for it.
Holy shit.
Was that it?
Both eyes.
I think so. Actually, it's +5, but that'll work either way.
Buff, right?
So then and you have the +1 from Navasi. So if you drag that 1d6 damage off there onto that guy,
Yeah, I meant to do that with the other thing.
you just blast down through the canopy. Pew, 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 pew. And he drops down, seemingly unconscious or dead.
My movement here, I see this obelisk thing in the middle, or whatever this monolith thing is.
Yeah.
Is it cover? How high does it go?
Oh yeah.
So-
It's pretty high up. It's probably about 20 feet up off the ground.
Okay.
So 5 feet above the platform that your allies are on.
And the shrubs that I'm over, how high do those go?
I mean, right around you, nestled around you, like on this side, they go up and above the platform as well. Like the trees are growing up at least to the height of the ledge there.
I know what I'm gonna do. All right, so that drone drops down 20 feet. You said in the air. Laundry's done. I'm gonna drop down 10 feet out of my 30 feet because it can be 30 up and down and 30 forward.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna go 10, and then really try and lose everybody in this bramble in the brush over here.
Okay. Why don't you
But
make
giving
why don't you
vision.
make a stealth check?
Yeah. A little bit
Sounds
better.
Like oh wow, nice.
I said a 4 on mine.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'll take that 11 then.
Okay. As far as you can tell, yeah.
I rolled with the wrong character. It's only a +3.
+3.
So, yeah.
That's okay. All right. Okay. You see. Let's see if we have a image here. One sec. Boom, boom, boom. You see this ghoul-like figure, not unlike this image here. Actually, let's do one better. We have poster form. Let's go poster form. Boom. This ghoul-like figure pinned in the painting here, in a spacesuit. You see it like looking up from the shovel that this other mercenary was wielding. Quickly! And she kind of just points to him to start digging again. In the meantime, hard to tell, pulls forth a pistol of its own and starts to move around the obelisk, peeking out from the coverage of the tree towards the rat that is visible on the ledge. Oh, rolls quite high. And you
What about
completely oh yeah.
Barricades.
I'm not sure how it works.
Yeah.
Hang tight.
Find out.
Hang tight. Let's
I
figure
did
that
move- yeah,
shit
that's
out.
yeah.
Yeah, you did. One sec. This is part of the growing pains. Barricade. I mean, you did get some pretty good coverage built there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
253. Partial.
Be variables. Calculating.
Blah, blah, blah. What is partial cover? So partial cover means that there is, at least for me right now, a 20% mischance. So I'm gonna roll a percentage die. I'm gonna have the watcher do it so we can all watch. And if it is 20 or lower, the shot makes it through the barricade. Boom! Like a piece of tree branch that you yanked down just immediately intercepts a blow that would have taken your whiskers off.
Oh, but Jesus.
And you are still whole.
Fractured butthole.
Yep. You hear like,
Navasi sees what happens and calls out, "Looked like a close one, love."
The creature ducks behind the obelisk once more and is continuing to like just gesture at the person digging. Dig away he does. Let's see how he's doing there. He's doing pretty good. Keskadai.
In response to
Yeah.
Navasi's quip there, Queeg thinks out loud, "Put your goddamn eyebrow down and do something over here."
Navasi smirks and says, "What about that guy down there?"
The dead one.
Yeah.
I need to make a measurement.
Oh yeah.
Measure away, good sir.
Peace has clearly not found a way on this night.
So I was able to see the long tongue guy, right, from my vantage point.
You saw some small figure down there. Yeah, you don't know exactly what that was, but
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is cast detect. Oh boy, hello. Detect magic.
mm-hmm.
So it's a range of 60 feet.
I
Okay.
believe in you. You can do it.
Let me find it.
What a change in tone.
All right. So detect magic. What do I do with it? Do I just drag it in?
I'm
or
changing my accent though.
I might be able to force
Just put it
share
on
it
the front
here.
this whole time.
Yeah.
something?
Oh damn! Nice detect magic. That's great.
So it's a 60-foot cone that you shoot out, and you can maintain it for up to a minute. Right now, at your current level. You detect all magic spells, effects, items, and objects, including those on creatures you can see, as well as hybrid items. Blah blah. Okay. You detect that magic. Holy shit! Is that 60 feet? Cone?
I don't know. It's no. Yeah, it is perfectly.
Wow.
Yep. That's
Damn,
math
love.
for you.
That's great.
All right.
And then
You.
That lizard tongue of yours.
Don't make me talk like this for the entire night.
You don't really sense anything overtly magical in the area.
Okay. And that takes up my my move. I'm assuming, right?
It takes your standard action. You can still move.
Okay, so I can move.
Yeah.
And do the trees come up to the to this thing that we're standing on?
In some spots they do. Queeg has forced them to come up even more so on this stretch of the platform.
Are they like eye height to me?
You could duck be underneath of them slightly and have a bit of coverage, yes.
I jump into the tree.
Okay.
Just like arms out into the tree.
The cicadas start to grow in volume,
Oh wait,
and you just hear.
can you fly?
Frequency and volume.
I can't. That's racist. You just hear like, and I go, "Swoop," and I go woo, down into the tree line.
Obadiah.
Yeah. Okay.
She's back.
So, I want to say that, so seeing, you know what, fuck it. I don't know what my movement is. I think it's like 30, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing that, Fitty. I'm running, and I'm just straight jumping off the edge.
Oh, that's badass.
That is also how
Like-
far up are we?
Doesn't fucking matter.
Wow, anti-paladin dead words.
I would love an athletics roll out of you.
And strength for when you break your
It can
legs.
be done. Okay, now Fitty, I have a question.
Yep.
I have two little spots here into. Oh no, that's athletics. Okay, yep, never mind. I'm good. Perfect.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
you use like the upper part of the tree that's grown up above the platform and just like charge it, latch on with your fucking gun out in one hand and just start riding the bending boughs down to the ground until you hear a snap. And you fall hard on the ground right in the middle of the platform here, and you look up at the guilty, scared guffaw of the dead mercenary across the path in front of you on the opposite side. You immediately sense this ghoul-like creature and the shoveling mercenary next to her glare over in your direction as you just crash down and there's leaves and branches all falling around above you.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, is that all I can do? Just movement?
You can from the ground try to shoot if you want.
I mean, can I just stand up and hide behind a tree?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I want to do.
Okay. Alright, you get up and reposition slightly. Above you, the branches are swaying from a bug that is perched on that part of the tree. The one of the mercs to the north starts to reposition. You kind of lose sight of him or it a bit as he falls behind the obelisk. And we go to that guy who's dead, Navasi.
Alright. So, So, when Navasi shot that guy from up here, she got a little shot of adrenaline. Her heart skipped a beat. But it didn't quench her thirst for the action that she's seeking right now. So she's gonna run forward towards this ladder, do kind of like a flip onto the ladder and quick ride it down to the ground.
Okay.
And once she gets to the am I successful in doing that?
I need you to make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Please let the ladder not be attached at the top. Oh, it is.
That will do.
Alright. So I'm at the bottom, and basically, wait, how far can I, how much farther can I move before? How do I tell that?
So basically, you can normally move 30 feet, but with your amazing acrobatics of just sliding down the fucking outer rings of the ladder, you can basically move a straight 30 on the map, whereas normally you'd have to travel the 15 feet down the ladder first. You can have that for free, essentially.
Right. I'm going to go for the flank and attempt to shoot at this dude here. That guy.
Okay. So you're gonna like sort of position yourself right around this edge of the obelisk.
Yeah.
Machine.
Whoops. I did that wrong. That guy. There we go.
Yes, Bailey. Yes, that was very good, Bailey.
Okay. You slide down the ladder. Immediately continue the momentum around this obelisk and fire at the soul-patched mercenary. And you connect.
Yeah, good, Bailey.
You do a small amount of damage to the armored fella. Queeg.
Alright, yeah. I am going to look up over my barricade. Very more, not as refined as, say, a Obadiah would with his awesome rifle. And I'm going to aim down at the filthy right eye. Yeah, that's just within my reach.
Okay.
Let's see, where is my... make. Oh wait, I have a good. Oh no, let's do this. This doesn't look right. This is +2. And you said this is a +5.
So there should be, because there's like this whole full attack action thing. You've got a +2 on your semi-auto pistol.
Yep.
I see a doge here.
Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good.
Or I saw one.
Hello?
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 Hi. So I missed.
Sorry. Yes, you fire and miss. Like your own barricade's almost preventing you from getting the cleaner shot right now. Not to mention that they have their own bit of canopy and protection going on there.
Yep. I don't like it. Alright.
You staying up there?
Actually, I'm gonna hop over my barricade. Oh,
Oh.
no, this is pretty high up here, huh?
Yeah, you're about 18 feet up if you climb over.
Yeah, let's do that. Climb over there.
Okay. And climb
Go.
down.
I go like right there.
Yeah.
Just to get a peek.
Okay.
Cause I'm a little rat. I hide in the shrubs. In the
Okay.
overgrowth.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
Scout.
And this mother trucker goes 20 feet this way, while they're hopefully try to keep their distraction, while also raising 10 feet in altitude.
Okay. Yep.
Trying to get
Pythagoras.
advantage.
Yep.
And you just hear the guns wearing up again. Whatever the hell it is.
Okay.
We gotta do the VFX.
Moving into the young female Robin Hood. You see this creepy fucking ghoul bitch in a spacesuit with like a busted space helm, and a long tongue just kind of like hanging out of her maw, just like speaking some kind of language that you don't understand.
Foster responds, "What's that, love?"
And apparently what that is something biting you. And it just bites
It's a
into
chew.
you, and you absorb most of it. You get the sense that the bite itself is doing something other than actual damage to you. I need you to make a fortitude saving throw.
Oh man, we're
So on your main tab, you have like on that right column, SR fortitude, reflex, do fortitude.
Death comes to us all, friend.
Oh, okay. You immediately feel your body and your muscles freeze, as if paralyzed.
Oh no.
Hate it when that happens.
Speaking some kind of broken common, you hear, even though you can't move, you see this thing like, your skull will do.
Shit.
And this guy.
Wait, I still get to fire upon this guy.
Oh, are you holding?
Oh no, I was firing.
Okay.
With Scout.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, with Scout. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Scout has a clear shot now.
This was it. This son of a bitch.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Because I'm clearing the ads. You know what I'm saying?
Zap, zap, zap.
Oh yeah. Scout's great.
Yep.
Damage.
Scout's doing some damage. Scout's holding there.
Now he's
Yeah. Okay. Keskadai, you hold on to the tree despite the disturbance in the canopy just south of you as you watch Obadiah go sailing into the tree and crash down to the ground below.
I make a hideous bug noise, but it's really a laugh. It's like.
Ugh, yeah, it's gross.
Is this
stumps the tree.
is this like a big monolith in the middle of the terrain here? Does
It
this go
is.
up? Is it how is it taller than the tree that I'm in?
It is. Yep.
How much taller?
It is about 20 feet above the ground. The tree you're in is about 17 feet above the ground.
I'm sorry, the middle. How big was the middle one again? Sorry.
It's about 20 feet.
Okay. So could I? Are there any handholds or anything on it?
On the
Or is it
obelisk,
smooth? Yeah,
it's
is it
it's pretty smooth. Yeah, I mean it's like a monument basically. It's like a smooth statue, very geometric in shape. Nothing too fancy there.
Keskadai, pleased with the way he ended up in this tree, continues through the tree line over yonder.
Okay. All right, so you're climbing down.
I'm in the tree line, like up in the green parts, and I'm kind of like bugging my way through it.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to make a athletics check if you're gonna try to climb between the trees. Somebody just walked by the gardens. They were here for a nice evening walk. Heard the gunfire, and then saw a strange, gigantic bug go crashing down next to a lizard creature.
Guess what? Now it's Obozaya's turn to fucking laugh her ass off.
It is,
I
and
deserve
it is
that.
literally Obaziah's turn.
And she spends her entire turn laughing. No, I'm just kidding. She does spend quite a bit of time laughing. And then she darts through the trees and throws a fucking grenade into these motherfuckers.
Oh God!
Oh,
Uh,
I don't
which
know.
kind of grenade?
Frag grenade. I think that's because I have that in shock, I think. But fuck it. Frag grenade.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was looking at the wrong character sheet.
Frag grenade, shot grenade.
Frag grenade.
I don't know what
So
the radius is, but I'm gonna throw it south
you can
of
throw it
Rubble
20
Indigo.
feet.
Soul Patch, man.
Yeah.
Directly south of that.
Let's see what the AOE is. Range 20 feet. Explode. That's strange. They don't really give you an AOE for what it hits.
You're right, Fiddy. It's like 1,000,000 damage
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Hold on.
for those guys.
Hold on.
Where she's holding the fence.
Don't worry, I'll roll 4d4 and I'll tell you what the total is.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
for each of the targets.
Yeah, for each target, I'll roll 4d4.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pull up grenades real quick.
Okay, I got 18.
Grenades.
18 plus like 6, right?
Plus
Grenades. How do they work? Oh
You
man.
could ask Sean's character.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Because your girlfriend blew
Jesus
herself up
Christ.
Yeah, right? Yeah, memories flash before my eyes as I see
Yeah,
the grenade.
you know what? Fuck it. So you rolled the 1d6 P damage.
I haven't rolled anything.
Just roll that into the chat.
Is that
Don't drop it on there.
actions? 1d6 P
yeah.
damage?
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, you need to throw the fucking thing first. So,
I did.
oh, you did.
Oh, no, I'm
that
sorry. it
plus-
didn't actually hit.
The +4 you have there for frag grenade.
Fuck.
Uh-oh, we're getting stunned. Oh, you're
No.
getting stunned.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it in a way that I'm not gonna hit.
Yeah. All right. You throw your frag grenade. I feel like, considering the awfulness of your throw, like these two mercenaries, the one who's been digging all the while, has thrown the shovel to the ground, tries to shield himself a bit. Your grenade kind of bounces off of a tree branch and blasts, doing a little bit of residual damage to them being nearby. This guy takes 2 points of damage.
So it's just a d6 for a grenade,
Mm-hmm.
even though I rolled 5 damage.
Yep.
Well, that's stupid.
the AoE.
I would have just shot the motherfuckers.
Yeah, I feel you. 2 on that guy.
We're learning, guys.
We're learning. We're learning.
Yeah, I
we're
just learned
learning.
something big. I've been using some stuff pretty wrong.
Can we kill all that? Turning
know
towards
what I'm
you and just kind of picking up the shovel that the other guy dropped and charging you with it.
Perfect. Oh god, so perfect. Yeah, please charge me.
Immediately just starts hacking and swinging at you and actually
Perfect.
hits.
With the shovel.
I pull out my tactical doshko.
Wow, he rolls max damage on that shit.
I don't even care.
Yeah. That guy's still dead. Navasi, you are feeling very rigid right now. What's happening to me? I need you to roll another fortitude save.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I'm sorry, Fiddy. You said he rolled maximum damage?
Yeah.
I have 1 wound.
So no, you see what happens is there is SP
somewhere?
and HP.
Oh, dude, that's totally
Stamina is basically your ability to kind of take some shit and keep moving. It's kind of like your bubble of health that protects you before you get into real damage. This guy just consumed all 8 points of your stamina damage,
and then
did
additional.
1 damage beyond that into true damage. Yeah.
Perfect. I can't wait to fuck this guy over.
Okay. Oh man, birthday girl, what are you doing?
Wait, I get inspiration today, right?
You know what? Sure, reroll.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Oh, are you dying?
He's getting stunned.
Am I dead?
Okay, hold on. Hold the phone.
You're stunned slightly less, and I mean very slightly less, like an 8 to a 9 less.
Wait, what?
Are you like checking my shit to see if there's anything that can save me?
Yeah. No. Okay. No, you feel like the weird tongue just licking along your neck as this thing removes its bite, but leaves you still paralyzed for now. And it steps away from you, leaving you there perfectly stunned. I'm sorry. Queeg and Scout. What are you two doing?
Okay, so I just learned one of my abilities after rereading it and playing a few rounds.
Yeah.
So one of my abilities is called Artificial Intelligence, and it's what connects me to the drone.
Ooh.
However, the way that the movement, it was hard to read before I started playing, but the movement works. If I don't take a move action, I can control the drone to either attack or move. If I don't move or take a swift action, then I can use the drone to move and attack.
Oh shit.
So that's why like barricade is good because that is a move action though.
Yeah.
But could you use a move action as just like if I wanted to barricade without moving on this round, would that count? Could I use it as an action so that I would have my swift action and my move action to use the drone for 2 things?
Like if you want to barricade and do both the drone things?
Yeah, like that way I could fire and then move with the drone. Because I wouldn't be using any of my move actions, but I would be barricading, which
barricade does use the move action though, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, barricade
Okay.
consumes the move action.
Okay, then. Just like a rat peeking out from under the overgrowth here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire approximately at the kneecaps of Ruffled Indigo Soul Patch.
Okay. Yeah, it's still there with like shovel just smacked into the big old lizard bitch. No offense.
I almost dragged the almost ran
Highly offended.
You take a more cautious shot than normal, seeing the large looming figure of Obadiah Yamaros, and just completely miss.
Of course.
Yeah. Scout able to do anything?
Yeah, he can move and fire because I didn't use any movements on that.
Okay.
So I'm about 20 feet up right now. How much higher can I go?
I mean, you can shoot up to, let's see, 30. It's only 30 feet he can shoot, so he can only go like
Oh, gotcha.
not
Yeah,
much further. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. And then, what other than this extremely long tongue or Exgara long?
Yeah, the ghoul-looking undead type you heard about.
Yeah, he had a pistol. You said at one point in time.
A pistol and apparently just fucking bit Navasi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross. Okay, so he's got a pistol. Right. Well, I'm gonna try and maneuver my way around. Oops, no, never mind. I can't take the distance, and I'm already high up. I take it back. Well, we're going ham. Yeah, we're going ham. I'll fly. Oh damn, this is crazy. Good. Yeah. Going up here.
He's just spinning around in circles in the air.
Okay. If I went to where I just said, would I be able to hit the soul patch? At this height?
You would have a percentage to miss because of the canopy.
Alright, well, what I'm gonna do then is I'm just gonna shoot directly down at this filthy right eye. It's been driving me nuts.
You're gonna fly right above him and shoot him?
Yeah. That way he has to look up while we can just... He loses his focus
Okay.
on the ground.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay, so...
I hope it's broadcasting this music while he's doing it too.
Wow, it just felt like father like son.
Mm.
Weird.
Pew, pew, pew. Various branches and leaves, just in a tuft of smoke, fall down upon him.
That's my other one.
Looking at the still prone or paralyzed Navasi.
Oh, no.
The ghoul shoots and fires some more in your direction, and then immediately turns towards the hole that they were digging. Just kind of starts, just starts cursing and gesturing to the guy. He looks up at Scout, fires his pistol, completely misses.
Thank God.
Keskadai, you have fallen to the ground, humiliated near the Vesk. What are you doing?
Wounded.
I checked to see if my jar with my child is okay and is uncracked.
It seems intact.
Oh, yes. And then I look around and I see that Navasi is on the ground. So I look over to her and I attempt to drag her. Can I drag her back a little bit?
Yeah, behind the cover there. Yeah.
Right, I'll do that.
Make an athletics check.
Please don't fail me now. You're
Okay.
heavy.
All right. Good enough. You don't get far, but you are able to drag Navasi back, and as you do so, it almost seems like the paralysis has like she immediately goes from just this stiff, statuesque thing to just almost falling into your arms, and the both of you kind of stumble, but are behind the protection, at least mostly, of the obelisk in the center here.
Devasi turns to Kesko and says, "It's about time somebody showed up. Thanks, Kesko."
But it comes out as like drool.
Yeah.
What have you gotten yourself into? And I use detect affliction on her.
Oh, okay.
I get to use a wisdom.
Detect affliction.
It's
Is this
big.
a
Yeah.
Oh, this guy, okay. So let's just see what the hell that does. Poisoned, diseased, or cursed is suffering a similar affliction. Okay. You can immediately tell that the creature with the long tongue on the opposite side of the obelisk from you here has some sort of paralyzing bite. The effects from your quick assessment don't seem to last more than anywhere from a few seconds to maybe a minute. And whatever was affecting Navasi appears to already be wearing off at this point.
Alright, I prop her up.
But beware the bite of that creature is a thought at the forefront of your mind right now.
So much so that I broadcast it telepathically to everyone in the party.
Okay.
Avoid the bite!
Ooh, that was sick.
Oh, sorry, Obadiah. It's your turn.
So, just for a future thing, if we have shields, is there a UI way to indicate that on our tokens?
Not easily. Like, it won't actually affect the color of your health.
Which
but on your
could be
main
bad.
tab, you can see that. Let me see if it also shows it anywhere else. On your main tab of your character sheet, you can see that you've got 8 fatigue, which means you have no more stamina points left.
I mean, I know that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean my teammates know that. And how do shields regenerate? Is it a
Stamina,
health or
you can use your resolve, I think, to regenerate stamina.
Yeah.
Why don't we take a look real quick?
We saw where.
This is what Scout's playing. That's why he couldn't tell where the music was coming from. It was all over his head, just shooting everywhere.
Spinning around 360 to broadcast it.
Yeah. It makes it sound like it just makes it sound awesomer.
Regaining, dealing something. You replenish your stamina points by spending 1 resolve point and taking 10 uninterrupted minutes to rest and catch your breath. Up to once per day, you can regain some hit points and all of your stamina after 8 full hours of uninterrupted rest.
Okay.
So not in the thick of it.
Yeah, makes sense. Where do you see your resolve again?
So for you, on the far bottom right of your main tab, you have 4 resolve points out of 4 resolve points.
Okay, and these are replenished every long rest?
I
Like
think so.
hit dice?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. None of that is relevant to what I currently want to do. I was literally just curious.
Yeah.
I want to murder the guy north of
With
me.
the shuttle still rattling against your large form.
My Doshko tactical. I want to use a full action to use my 3 flamed melee weapon that's gonna light this motherfucker on fire and murder him and all of his offspring
Okay.
for many generations.
Reflamed. Interesting choice.
Your Doshko tactical.
Yep.
I don't think because it's got the unwieldy tag on it. Is not. That's why you don't see a die roll column for full attack.
Okay.
But it does do a lot of damage if you hit.
That
Yep.
is a lot of damage.
Yep. Oh, it's fucking.
Oh.
I knew that as I hyped it up, like I knew saying all of that was gonna really backfire. But Fiddy, I'm really curious. Why don't you tell me how bad I fucked this up?
So, your composure and sort of battle senses are slowly giving way to rage as you've just been bludgeoned, and you can feel the bees in the bat sort of sensation of the shovel still rattling against your lizard skull, and you reach for your Doshko and take it out to just swing at this fucking guy. And just cleave into the tree above his head as he immediately ducks out of the way, way quicker than you ever could have anticipated. And your Doshko is fucking stuck. Good.
I mean, to be
It's
fair, Fiddy,
fair.
though, it's fire.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's. Is it? I don't think it's actually fire. It's
Fire.
And it's
Correct.
only one fire.
No, it's 3 fires.
They go like this.
But the dice is only on
It does-
one fire.
And it does from all three. It is. Maybe it catches
Does
the
sound
tree on
sweet.
fire, and then we're really fucked.
Like a
all of us.
retarded lightsaber.
Yeah. Well, it's
Retarded lightsaber.
it's stuck in the tree.
That's how bad it is. Lightsaber stuck in the tree. It's like Spaceball style.
Lightsaber stuck in a tree. I love it. That's actually perfect. I'm actually really happy with that.
And while it's stuck in the
Now.
tree, he brings that shovel up again. This time turning the edge of the shovel blade, and trying to hack at you, and is doing so whilst ducking and kind of hacking upward, and completely like you just kick the fucking thing out of the way. He rolled almost as badly as you did. He's still dead. Navasi, you feel your limbs moving again. Like, you know, when you wake up and you've slept on your arm and you're not sure if you still have arms. You do. You have arms again. They're working.
Okay. So Navasi is kind of just like staring at her hands right now, and quickly reminds herself that she's in combat. Let's see here.
Hello, child.
Casco. Oh, sorry, that was a dude's voice.
Just remember
Casco.
love.
Yeah, that's my safe word. Casco, love.
Alright, yeah, you got it.
Yes?
What's her status?
Love.
That thing bit you and paralyzed you almost to death.
Well, I saw that much.
The T-Rex over there fell out of a tree and got a lightsaber stuck in a tree. And we've got some sort of a robot blasting beats all around.
Hey, you're healing shit. You're not paying attention.
Alright, sounds good to me. And Navasi kind of moves up to get line of sight of. Wait, 1 second, I'm on the wrong tab. There we go. She's actually just gonna run up behind this dude and use her knife and cleave into his back.
Oh my
Oh yeah, she
god.
does.
Yep.
She certainly does.
Yeah, you do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. You, all of your muscles clearly firing once more, as this guy is just missing fucking Obadiah. You just run up behind him and just start stabbing until he's just slumping down onto the tree. Clearly the results you would have seen yourself, Obadiah, if you'd had a moment longer.
I had it taken care of.
Don't worry about it, love. I got shit.
Obadiah is frustrated.
Two mercenaries lay down on the ground. Queeg and Scout, what are you doing?
Queeg, by using Scout's vision, is going to lob a grenade over into this bitch. He's just going to do it.
Yep.
He's going to aim. He's going to. It's going to be like a hook shot, like. And it's going to go. Where's my grenade? Oops. I mean, I guess I can't really drag it on the people,
Oh.
because.
Did you already use a grenade, or is it?
No, I
No.
think I accidentally dropped it on
Oh.
not on a board.
Well, this
Yeah,
is a great
see.
teachable moment. If you have a thing that you can reload, like a pistol, where the uses are, you can actually double click that box and it will reload.
Reset.
Yeah.
Alright, so if it's a grenade, should I drop it on anybody in particular? But I'm gonna throw it between Long Tongue and Filthy.
Just do the normal attack roll in the chat or double click it.
Damn.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, that'll hit. Yeah.
Juicy.
Yeah. So,
So,
should I roll it on both of them individually, or?
No, just roll the 1 damage in the chat.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I've had better days.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna make a dex saving throw.
Acorns and
Well, that's a natural
springs.
1 from Long Tongue.
Good, you sack of nuts.
Yeah, he's
And
Terminator.
that's a pretty high roll from the other guy. Frag grenade. Is that really all it does?
I know, right? That doesn't seem right. A goddamn frag grenade does the same as my
And you only get
semi-auto-
one and they cost so
tactical
much.
Yeah, what the shit is this?
It does explode in a 15-foot radius, so...
I
That's
mean, it
cool.
is AoE, I
Yeah.
guess.
It blows fucking...
It does blow.
It blows long tongue hard and fast. But... let's see...
But not filthy.
Oh, yeah. And then...
I'm shocked at how shitty that is.
Yeah. Is there
Yeah,
these
I
little-
threw it
See how
as
it
like
could get out of hand if you have a lot of people throwing grenades at the same spot.
You know,
Yeah.
when you
I
throw
mean-
a rock, those pop rocks on 4th of July, and they just crack against this concrete? That's what I
Yeah.
just threw over there.
Yeah.
Hey, but to be fair, I think that the frag grenade is the very first tier of grenade.
Oh, that's
Like,
true.
I
Yeah.
think there's a ton of other grenades that stack on
There
that
are,
ability.
and I think there's higher level frag grenades too.
Yeah.
Because basically, I'm gonna play this guy like a baseball player. He is just gonna be fucking
Yeah.
not lobbing them. He's just gonna be whirling them shits.
Okay. All right.
And
Well,
then
scout.
is just like, which way is he gonna go? Which way? This way? This way?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like, and he's spinning, so the speakers underneath him are spinning everywhere, so the music's going every different direction, just really trying to throw this guy off his scent. And then he just fucking drops this bombshell on him. Okay.
He hits.
And then he drops more bombshells on him. And God damn it.
He's
He,
spinning real
he,
fast.
he just firing in all the directions. So fast.
Can't
So
try to
fast.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, the long tongue immediately points her pistol at Navasi.
Jesus!
Happy birthday.
Staring right at you.
And hits you for a heavy amount of damage before drawing back into the tree line a bit
Oh my
further.
God, guys, I'm gonna die.
This guy reaches down and picks up two small humanoid corpses, fairly emaciated and almost skeletal-like, and with Scout above him, starts also trying to retreat back with Long Tongue. I'll cover you, you better fucking pay me all their wages! And he's kind of looking at the bodies on the ground. Keskadai, what are you doing?
So I was totally reading when you talked about resolve. Do we have
Yeah.
resolve points yet?
Yeah, you have 5.
Oh, well, fuck me silly. Time to get real.
Time to resolve the situation?
I'm gonna resolve this situation. I'm gonna use healing channel.
Okay.
So I can channel healing in a beam, I'm assuming.
Let's learn. I don't know.
Level
You
1.
guys are
Heal
gonna
yourself and your allies, spending 1 resolve point. It uses your move action. Healing an ally you touch is a standard action, and all allies within 30 feet is a full action. Stores 2d8 hit points. Holy fuck! 30-foot radius?
Yeah.
Damn, that's some healing.
Okay, you
Does it-
roll 2d8.
Is
Oh,
that
That's all of us.
just do shield, or I mean, does that do just health, or is that also the
I don't. I'm guessing both.
Oh.
So hold on a second. If you do, I just know if there's an easy way that I can apply that. 1 sec. So that's your healing channel. I guess just roll a 2d8.
So it gets even better. This is gonna be fun. I need to move right here and cast it so that I get everybody.
Oh yeah, there's. I mean, it's 30-foot radius. There's not a chance.
No,
you
I
won't-
mean like the bad guys too. Long tongue.
Well, it doesn't do anything to enemies, right?
So here's where it gets fun. I have a ability. Where is it? Inventory. Harm undead. things that would normally heal them, kill them.
Where's that? Oh yeah. Holy shit.
Do it.
Expend a mystic spell slot of the highest level you can cast to deal. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Highest level you can cast also deal damage equal to the amount you heal to an dead. Okay, so I
It's
have
just
a
like
level
divinity.
Oh my
I
god.
have a level 3 ability, so I'll check that off.
Okay.
Action. I'm gonna
Roll
roll the
2d8.
Oh god.
1, 2. Check mic.
Oh my god. Okay.
Silence, the goddess of peace would disapprove of your actions.
Alright, it's gonna be painful for this. So that's 2 off there. Navasi. I'll find a better way next time, but it's oh wait. Get that.
If Filthy Right Eye is, I'm gonna keep my eye on him to see if he gets healed or hurt.
There we go. And Queeg, you are good.
Oh, thank God I have HP.
I think so. HPV?
HPV. Got it.
Scout
I mean, I'm good, but what am I good about?
and Exegada.
Oh,
Kyle,
gotcha.
Kyle just healed us all.
Yeah.
I think I was the only person that was wounded though.
No, you weren't.
Everyone
Oh,
was.
really?
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because you got hit with a shovel.
Do heals work on drones?
I was just gonna ask that.
For tonight they do.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that.
Tonight's all about like generating a list of like what ifs
Yeah.
and figuring it out later. Okay. Keskadai. Making the moves. And then we just have to subtract 1 from your resolve. Done. Okay. Obazaya.
Did Filthy Right Eye get healed, or did I perceive that?
No, did not get healed. Because it only affects allies, and
Yeah, but my undead thing would hurt him if he was.
no, he's clearly human. But that fucking thing with the long tongue in the spacesuit is definitely not human,
Okay.
and did not enjoy your healing aura. Obazaya, what are you doing?
Obasai's gonna yank the her wonderful weapon out of the tree, her lightsaber.
Yeah.
If it's actually stuck, I don't know if it's stuck. Is it stuck?
Yank.
You yank it out.
Okay, and I'm gonna run, and I'm just gonna, engage them in combat, just right to their face.
Okay.
I don't know if I can attack too, but with the action,
You could do
pulling
it.
out.
Yeah. Why not? Single attack action.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna attack with that thing.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Hits.
Really fuck that guy.
Yeah. You hit pretty good. You kind of cut into the spacesuit. And you are locked in there. Navasi, what are you doing?
Navasi takes aim to follow up wombo combo, if you will,
Uh-huh.
on the attack that was just made. I'm in the wrong tab. With my laser pistol,
Okay.
taking aim and firing upon the.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. I'll assume you took a little sidestep there. And you just...
Yeah, there it is.
just fired. Just... Obazaya just, like, cleaves into the thing, lifting the ghoul almost up in the air like a T-ball, and you just... fire the moment you see its space helm crest up into the air, and it just drops dead. the
drop
sole
alive.
remaining mercenary kind of drops his weapon and just starts backing up and says, "Hey, I just paid to dig up some bodies."
Listen, guys, I gotta use something here.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Go on.
I walk up to this guy, and I say to him, so, I was thinking about letting you go
You're
on.
like up to his kneecap when you're doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I walk up to him, really frumpy, and I walk. It's just a very bouncy walk,
Yeah.
confident and bouncy. And I say, hey, I was consulting with my robot friend, and I wanted to let you go, but the robot is telling me otherwise. What do you have to give us?
I mean, my colleagues here, they don't need anything that they possessed. You could surely have that. He kind of just carefully reaches for a hammer strapped to his back. Take this lovely hammer.
Yeah, this is nice, but I don't know if this is enough. Let me check in with my drone. And I just want him to hear the. Now there's like a noise with it.
My pistol still has some ammo. He's kind of just open-faced.
Little rat, you should ask about information from insignia, yeah?
Oh yes, that's what I was looking for, big
That
guy.
would be useful information.
Yeah, what he
walks
said.
into the picture and is like, "Yeah, love, what do you got?"
I don't know anything about insignia.
Also, I take the gun and put it in my mouth, and I take the other thing and the hammer and I put it in my pouch.
Which is your mouth.
Oh yeah, I put the hammer in my mouth and the pistol in my backpack or whatever.
You have no information of insignia. And
well, yeah.
insignia.
What? He's got no weapon. Starfinder? Yeah, I mean, I know of the society. I don't know anything about those insignia. The creepy one there hired us to help get some bodies for her.
Perhaps we can bring him back to Arvin.
Do you know anything of unbounded wayfarer, lost in the vast? Do you know?
What?
Oh, that is most unfortunate.
Hey, I'm telling you everything I know.
It is too bad. What
Devasi's
little
just
rat?
making laser noises.
Little rat, it is unfortunate, yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright, Scout.
What? Too
And-
unfortunate.
Lizard just shrugs and turns around and starts looting the body of the undead thing.
Yeah. I help loot the other bodies with them. And let Scout finish him if we can.
He makes an attempt to run.
Can we all attack of opportunity this guy?
Yep. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, what does everyone do?
What's
I mean,
that?
I'm gonna.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay. As he starts to try to run away, the moment you look at the bodies, I mean, it's just fielder's choice. Fucking.
I telepathically shout to my team, perhaps we could let him live.
Navasi just gets a leg out and trips him as he tries to move past, and he just face plants in the path near the obelisk. He just.
Sorry.
Was just doing his job. A standard issue goon. He
Uh,
probably
you-
has a wife and kids.
You see in the hole there a couple small bodies, one possibly a small Lashunta, the other potentially a Yosoki. They were clearly trying to dig these up for whatever purpose the creature in the spacesuit who lies dead near Opazaya was after.
And
Yeah.
now his body shall feed the botany, I believe.
Queeg, make a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Perception is the one that starts with a P. Moderate.
You see a small blinking light coming out from the fabric of the spacesuit pockets of the long-tongued ghoul creature.
What's this?
And reach in before you even... Your brain can process, your little mouse paws are in there, pulling forth a data pad.
I like that. Is it on? Can I turn it on? It was blinking.
It looks like it was blinking.
Alright, well. I turn that shit on.
Alright. Beep, 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 beep.
My little rat fingers or whatever the hell they are, moving really quick.
The apple noise plays.
The data pad is blinking, and the most open thing on the data pad is a charting path somewhere in the stars in a location for a ship titled the Endless Threnody. And apparently it's a set of coordinates that were very important to this ghoul.
Okay.
You
could
feel
bring
like
this
you
back
could
to our
potentially
employer.
learn more if you had a little time to sit around
Okay.
with the thing.
Well, bring it with us.
The rest of you, while Queeg is kind of peering and examining this thing, notice small scuttering forms appear up above on the catwalk. And you see a couple of other Yosoki. And Navasi, you immediately recall that a Yosoki family owns and operates the Vat Gardens here. They're peeing over, and you hear speaking the common tongue for the space station. It says, you've dealt with those grave diggers, yes?
Vasi steps
Nurture your
forward
gardens.
and says, "We've taken care of the problem here. They seemed a little out of place."
Kind of peering behind the clearly larger and more mature rat folk, is a smaller, more kind of pipsqueak white mouse. You see, mother, I told you it'd be okay. And he's kind of like producing forth this small pouch. Do you think you could clear out that scum? I'll give you this. It's I grew them myself. And he's kind of just holding a pouch, and he starts to open it, and there's some strange plants inside.
Oh, little one, what is this?
Medicinal plants, special. They grow strong here in the garden.
It looks like greenists.
Ah, yes, greenest weeds.
It's like these long stemmed green, and like you ever see those like white bulbed onions that have the very long green stalks coming off of them? It's not unlike that, but the whole thing is green. It says, filled with antibodies, very, very potent. Surely to come in handy for such strong adventurers like yourselves. Least we could do. And he kind of scurries from like left to right of what's clearly like his mom or his dad here. You can't really tell.
Vasi steps forwards, and she is comfortable with these people and receives reward that they're offering.
Obasai also like kneels down, like in a very comforting way. This is good. Thank you.
They're kind of like up here, like sort of appeared.
Never mind.
But like you see the small, more childlike white Yosoki, the white furred one, kind of like leaves it up near the ladder. It's this like just small little pouch, and like leaves it sort of partially open with the stalks of these plants in there. It says, "There's 6 of them. If you don't mind, we will return to our home nearby. But thank you again." And they just kind of like leave it there and sort of scurry off as skitterish little rat folk are wont to do. And they leave the vicinity.
Those are the owners, right?
Magic. Yeah, it's what you think. Yeah.
And the guy who originally hired us, he was Arvin, right?
Arvin. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we can return to Arvin with this news, and also the loot we bought for him.
Very well. And just as a, a thing,
Mm.
I'm just gonna check the other bodies for credit sticks and
Oh yeah.
other gear,
Yeah.
because that seems normal
Yeah.
for combat, especially Obasaya's view of combat.
Yeah. So each of these mercs was carrying one of these assault hammers and an azimuth laser pistol, a fairly common brand of laser pistols on the station here. The long-tongued ghoul. Let's see. She had upon her a what Queeg thinks is a secured encrypted data pad at this point. Other than the one strange location that was still open, the rest of the data seems secure. Beyond that, she's wearing a fairly valuable station wear flight suit, a battery that still has 20 charges on it, and a laser pistol as well.
What's a battery? Uh, I mean, obviously battery charges things, but like what kind of stuff?
So any kind of energy weapons, but they could also be used creatively to power an array of items, including like powered armor, technological items. Most batteries.
It's used to fuel my gun, right? A battery.
Yeah. A lot of batteries are used to fuel those laser pistols.
Is this like
Uh,
a commonly sought after
It's a very
thing?
standardized in this day and age, a very standardized format. So like pretty much any device could use that same battery type.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Actually, I'm gonna try a thing I never use. There's a party sheet window.
Saw that.
I'm gonna use it. Put you all in it,
Put us in.
and then I'm just gonna drop into the party sheet a bunch of party loot, and then we can figure out who's doing what with it later.
Cool.
How do I see the party sheet?
Click the party sheet tab.
There's top right. There's
Upper
like
right.
a double person icon. And then
Yes, I see it
there
now.
are there's 4 laser pistols. And then these guys had some hammers.
I don't see the loot stuff.
The tab
Unless
on the party
that's-
sheet.
Oh, inventory.
Uh,
Cool.
It's interesting that my shield was regenerated more so than my health.
I'm
Yes.
sure I fucked that up, but
Your shield comes back first, and then your health takes
Yeah,
like
I think so.
actual time to recharge.
Oh, okay.
Actually, oh yeah, the plant bulbs. There are 6 of these as well. Okay, we'll leave that there to figure out later. So the gardens are once more kind of left empty. The Yosoki proprietors have left the bulbs there. They seemed genuinely thankful for you to remove these strange visitors from their business or their
I
garden.
also want to examine the graves to see if there's anything out of place about the little children.
Not really. I mean, they basically had just dug up a couple of corpses, and you recall that the pawnbroker had implied that the seller of the insignias was looking for a couple of fresh skulls for some reason.
Okay. I kick dirt on the graves. I cover them back up.
Leaving the bodies there. Okay.
I mean, is there anything special about the bodies, or does it seem pretty obvious that they're just normal bodies?
Why don't we make some culture checks?
Yay, that's what I wanted.
I'm so good at culture.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, you have,
I'm
like,
pretty
negative
good
one.
at
Minus
it.
1. Great at it. It seems like normal bodies.
Navasi, now that you've seen this creature, this Exian, they are undead who are rumored to kind of dabble in both magic and technology. And it's believed that their ships are powered by this as well, and the magic that powers them is necromantic in nature. You and your jump to conclusions, Matt, think that the Exian was after skulls or bodies to potentially fuel their ship.
Seems loves that these guys have been up to very dark things to create fuel for their ships.
It's like that old documentary, The Matrix.
Hmm.
I do
Only
not
with
understand
craft.
the reference.
What say you can see kind of beeping on your comm links Venture
Yeah, just
Captain Arvin chomping at the bit since he hasn't heard from you in quite some time.
It has been 15 minutes. She answers the call.
15 minutes.
It has been 15 minutes. We have dispatched of the enemies, and we have discovered information. Perhaps if you come down to the gardens, we can show you.
Were you able
Adventure?
to uncover any specifics?
Yes, we have coordinates. We do not know if this is relevant to position of missing ship. But we do have coordinates in space.
Please, clean up after yourselves there and return to the spire, and we can use our equipment here to analyze any information you have uncovered.
Very well. And click. I'm just done.
Okay.
Done with the conversation.
Alright.
And then Obadiah is going to throw the bodies of the Long Tongue and basically everybody into that one spot where they had been digging.
Yeah.
And then even drags the filthy right eye guy who's still alive over to the pit as well and starts like shoveling dirt.
Oh no!
Barely alive, but yes.
Oh,
And,
is he saying anything?
No. Like he's pretty much unconscious, but
Oh, he is unconscious. Okay,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
never mind. I probably won't do that. I thought he was alive.
okay. Okay.
Your thoughts grow dark. You hear
No.
it telepathically.
Yeah. This is war, bug.
Bug war.
All right. For the sake of putting a pin in tonight's initial adventures, you head back to the spire.
Perfect.
To Arvin. Queeg, with an advantageous scenario with all the equipment of the Starfinder site at your disposal, it's only a matter of time before you crack the data pad that you got off of this creature. And everyone, including Adventure Captain Arvin, kind of huddle around you as you're working, almost annoyingly. Like I imagine scouts kind of like doing flybys to try to back people off so you can try to crack this thing. But what you eventually uncover is that this person, Exagara Longtongue, as the data logs show, was traveling aboard a vessel called the Endless Threnody, and the logs indicate that they picked up a distress call of the Starfinder vessel, the very one where the insignia came from, and that the Endless Threnody, as Arvin gasps and kind of scoffs at, is a part of something called the Corpse Fleet. A bunch of Exian rebels who don't really adhere to the laws of the Pact Worlds. It seems that this Corpse Fleet stumbled upon the vessel of the Starfinder Society's crash site on some uncharted desert planet, and in doing so recovered many treasures from the crash site. Some of those included the Starfinder insignia. But what they didn't anticipate was getting stuck in the drift and crippled by another pirate ship that was going after the same crash site. The Endless Threnody, the undead ship, now floats stuck inside the drift, which is this alternate dimension, unable to leave. And this Exagera was dispatched in a single one-pilot small pod ship to recover repair materials, several corpses among the necessary ingredients for those materials. The one thing that Arvin starts to smile upon is the datapad indicating the exact specific coordinates of the Endless Threnity's location in the drift. And Arvin turns that smile upon you all and says, I think I know where you're going next. Perhaps I'll prepare a vessel for you all.
I believe I know how many credits that is worth too.
2?
No,
Yeah, 2
it's-
sounds like a good amount.
Why don't we
no,
talk about it
as well.
tomorrow morning? I will begin investigating some necessary preparations.
I'd love to be a part of the negotiations, loves.
very well.
And
I also would like to be there, as I am a natural diplomat.
let's pick it up there next time.
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
good.
I'll read some more rules.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a little different.
Yeah.
Not too different.
I mean, it felt pretty similar to me.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, like the nuance of the flow of things and ability. I mean, it's gonna obviously be
The
clunky.
flavor of the environment and the characters really, I am attracted to that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, the tricky part is just kind of just getting used to all the things.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we'll this whole little mini adventure, I don't think it'll take more than a couple more sessions. So why don't we learn more about the characters we're currently playing? If for some reason you really want to try one of the other ones that hasn't been picked, just let me know and we'll throw that into the mix too. Maybe that character's going out on this next mission instead of who you were playing.
Perfect.
Forearm guy
I like
sounds
that.
cool, but
Cool.
I'll have to add it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. GG's, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Happy
Alrighty.
birthday.
Thank you.
We don't have to say that anymore. It's past.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's
It's
over.
done.
Now
It's
you
over.
roll.
You guys.
Until
We don't have
next
to be-
year.
Yeah, we don't have to be nice to him anymore.
All right. Later.
See you guys.